No, that is. All right. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. It's the Two Tired Dudes podcast. Mindfulpig here once again. I'm just going to get this set up properly. As usual, it'll probably be me at the start, just kind of chatting. And then as we progress, Pizza and the rest of them will hopefully join. Last podcast was pretty good. We had quite a bit there at the end. Okay. There we go. All right, yeah. So yeah, hey there, hi there, hello everybody. um, let's see here. We have a few questions today. So today's topics of choice. So I'll shout out John's first on Twitter. He had a suggestion. He wanted what was it here? Games that get overlooked, mainly games that don't get a lot of recognition because those hard hitting releases. Okay, so what he's looking for is just games that we think are special, that don't get enough attention. That's a pretty good question. I like that one. For myself, I brought to the table, how do you pick which streamer gets your time? Another question would be, quarter through the year already, what's your thoughts about the games released? Any letdowns? And finally, what is the best controller of all time and worst in your opinion? So I thought those would be kind of interesting to have. As always, I got my coffee here with me. Okay, so I played Gears of War with Jimmy on Monday, which, if you're interested, there is a YouTube short I just uploaded of that. It's going to be a little teaser for a video that's coming out soon. Obviously, it's going to be a Jimmy and our gameplay, but you know me, when I make a video, it's always spiced up a little bit. So yeah, I played that one. We got through, I think, over half the game. I think we were on Act 3, and there's only 5 acts to that game, so it's pretty decent. Oh, excuse me. Mobile Wednesday was a bust because the laptop just wasn't accepting the game I downloaded, so that sucked. But I mean, I got to play more Puzzles and Zombies, which I absolutely love, so I have no problems whatsoever playing that game. I think it's a lot of fun. I talked your ear off about it last week, so I'm not gonna go on more about it. Thursday night we had our Gems of War stream, so we're getting back into the groove of that again. It was pretty fun. Definitely enjoyed going back into the game. 3M was on there, and he's always fun to play with and talk to. Um, okay, yeah, that was Thursday night. Oh God, so dumb. Friday was Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4. It was just fantastic. Like it was literally what I needed. Um I love that whole Far Cry experience. I know some people get kind of sick of it, but I don't know. When I'm playing that game, like like I that's what I expect. Like I'm not expecting something that it's not going to deliver. You know what I mean? I want to climb up towers. I want to get bases done. I want to interact with animals. Like I don't know. Far Cry just it's its own experience, and I think it does a really good job of what it's going for. So, my opinion at least. Number 4's Bad Guy was fantastic, which is another thing I always look forward to in a Far Cry game. So yeah, all around right now, I think it's a good experience. I'll probably try to get close to 100% completion, just because Far Cry makes it really easy. Excuse me. They don't like hand it to you, right? But like, what's a good example? I usually hate going for collectibles in a game, and that game's like, okay, here's where all the collectibles are. You just have to go to those spots and get them, right? So like those kind of games, like okay, whatever, I'll do it. It's worth it. But yeah, excited to see the rest of it. I think I'm only like 5% into the game right now. We plugged in 4 hours maybe of gameplay, so not enough yet to develop a strong opinion on it. Let's see. I think that was it. I played a lot of the Switch during my downtime. So I've usually bounced between Pokemon Quest, Kirby, not the Forgotten Lands, like Kirby the free download game. I think it's called like Kirby Smash. Um, did not play Breath of the Wild. No, I should have played that one actually, but I never got back into that. And what's the other one I was playing there on the Switch? Oh, Fall Guys. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
What's up, there?
Hey, not too bad, not too bad. How's your night going?
Pretty good. Dogs in the background.
Oh, that's okay.
They,
Okay.
they were like, they were like, Dad's got on Discord. Let's bark.
I said I didn't even hear them.
But
So,
no, it's been a good couple of days. You know, I had a good Monday and a good Tuesday. I'm just trying to make the best of it. So,
aw, aw, glad to catch you on here, my friend. I mean, I usually always ask, but I know for you, like you said, you mostly play the same thing. But how about the last week? What have you been up to, gaming wise?
well, so for me, I did jump back into Skyrim for a minute.
Oh,
I love Skyrim. It's one of my favorite games to play, but I hadn't played in maybe 3 weeks or so. Just because I've been kind of getting back into Raid Shadow Legends. But that game is very repetitive. I mean, a lot of games are repetitive, right?
yeah.
But you know, Skyrim still has enough diversity and a lot of discoveries that can be made. So I was like, okay, let's play some Skyrim for a minute. So I jumped back into that.
I'm just curious if you actually know or not. But how many hours did you end up clocking in Skyrim? Because yeah, you have played that game for quite a while.
Oh, do you mean like lifetime
Yeah,
or
yeah. With do you
because?
know what your lifetime score is?
Oh my God, no, no way. I don't even know how you find that out, to be honest, but it's a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Not it, maybe not as much as like the true heads, you know, but
No, I was curious because yeah, usually those kind of games, like I think when I looked at Morrowind, because Xbox, okay, so Xbox they used to show you your save file when you did it on Morrowind. I think that one I got up to 500 hours on like the old OG Xbox, and then
wow.
Oblivion, I think that one too, I ended up clocking it at 500 hours on the 360.
Where does the time go?
I know, eh? I mean, like, yeah, in those games, that's my expectation. I'm like, I know this is gonna definitely be over 100 hours of gameplay.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy at work today, and I was telling him, you know, we were talking about the financial aspect of the gotcha games, you know, the mobile games, and how people pay, you know, $5 here,
Okay.
$20 there, and they play a pay to play game, and they pay a subscription or they pay, you know, some kind of a fee to get a pack, and then over the course of a month or a year, they've paid out, you know, $50, $100, you know, and it's stupid.
Yep.
You can get a console game like, you know, like an Xbox game or a PlayStation game. You pay one time, and then you have the whole game forever. And it's so funny how those gotcha games, people continue, like myself, people continue to contribute to them.
It's it's so true, right? Like you said, like you can use Raid Shadow Legends, or for me, for Gems of War. You just get
Yeah,
you get so hooked into it, right? Because they offer you a lot at that free to play level, and then that's I think you're right when you start to like convince yourself, like, oh, you know, I'm gonna support this game. I'm gonna buy this little freebie. Oh, that's a pretty cheap deal actually for that, you know.
right.
And yeah,
Or I need that one thing, that one thing, and it's for sale. Let's get it.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, even now too, I can't even say like even buying a game, right? You might get that base game, but like now, right? There's patches, and oh, now you got to buy that DLC for it next. And
Yeah,
I mean, even base games now are ridiculous. We were talking about that
yeah, I got
last time on the podcast. Like, I mean, I'm sure you remember too, right? Back when they used to be like 40, $50 for the full game, and like now it's like almost $100, and you're still not getting that full package.
yeah. Yeah, I got pretty lucky with the Skyrim because I got the anniversary pack, I guess.
Ooh, okay.
And it came with, you know, the base game plus three of the DLCs. like the three big ones.
Yeah.
So it pretty much is the whole game. But then you have all, I'm sure other games have mod content too, but Skyrim has a very large and active mod community. So, and then all that stuff's free too. So you can just download. Only thing is, they're not necessarily tested or supported. You don't necessarily know what you're getting, and sometimes it'll crash your game. But it's still cool that all that content's out there for free.
I think it's the best part to some of those games, when you got that mod support. And I can't remember exactly what they did with it, but I do know Bethesda did have like a mod club or something. So I think they were trying to
Yeah,
offer it support, but I don't think it.
yeah. Creation Club.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think of games like Assassin's Creed. I never played it. I never played the game, but I know it's got multiple, part two, multiple versions, and I expect that they have a mod community too.
Oh yeah, probably. You're right. Um, well, I don't know if you saw or not, but so basically we do the podcast, right? I'll come up with a few questions, or people throughout the week on Discord will send them in.
Mhm.
I did get one here, and I'm kind of glad you're on because I feel like you will have a really good shout out for this one. But Pizza or John, depending how you know him, he on Twitter he sent me a message and he said he had an idea for tonight's question. And one of the questions he wanted to ask was, what's a game that we feel gets overlooked? So a game that we're very passionate about, right? That we think a lot of people enjoy, but for whatever reason it didn't get popular and mainstream. But like I said, you played quite a few different interesting games. So I feel like you might have a good one for that question.
Well, I mean that definitely can be tricky. There's a lot of there's a bazillion games out there. I mean, and there's big games and there's small games. I found a game that I liked that I've never really heard of, and I don't really see it advertised. It's a clone of Stardew Valley.
Ooh, okay.
So most people have heard of Stardew Valley. It's pretty popular on Twitch. A lot of people play it. But there's a game that's really similar. It's got the same kind of mechanics, the same growth, the same. It's just this. If you've played Stardew, you'd enjoy this game, and it's called Graveyard Keeper.
Oh, nice choice. Yeah.
And so, have you played that?
Yes, I have it. It was on I think on Game
Okay.
Pass or if it was on Games for Gold for Xbox. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so that's a fun little game. It's pretty simple. It's not, the learning curve is pretty short, but it's still fun. There's still a lot of puzzles. There's still a lot of stuff to understand and solve. So that was a pretty cool game, and I enjoyed playing it. I streamed it for a while, and I may go back to streaming it, at some point in the future.
Yeah. Oh, see, I knew it. I knew you'd have a good one. That is a good show. Yeah. And you're right, like it had some really interesting mechanics to it. Like you're right, very similar to Stardew Valley, but it had its own little twist to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't lie. I did hit a patch with that game where I didn't know what else to do, so I kind of gave up on it. But that's for some games that's the trigger that you need to go back. Is okay. I didn't finish this. Let's do it over. Let's do everything we did before, only better.
Yep, that's very true. Even like we were talking before, like when you're having a difficult time in a game, sometimes that's the best strategy. Just like literally put it down, walk away
Hmm.
from it, and
Hmm.
you'll come back at a later time.
Yep, yep. Um, Another game that I started playing, and I've not heard much about it either, but I do have it, and I pretty much enjoyed it. Was a game called Mist Legacy.
Okay,
Uh,
what's that one?
this one, it's very similar to Graveyard Keeper in the sense of, you have like little mini missions and you're doing some crafting and that kind of thing. Graphically,
Okay.
it's a little bit better. It's not what I would call, I mean, on a graphics on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd still call Miss Legacy maybe like a 5 or a 6. It's not 8-bit. It's not clunky, junky graphics. but they keep the game simple, and
Okay.
you have some crafting, you have to make better weapons, you have to make better equipment, you have to make talismans. There's some magic spells that come along with it. It's just kind of an interesting game, and that's another one that I would like to get back into. It does have various DLCs though. So there's the base game, which I I cannot remember if it's free or not. It might
Okay.
have it might have been a purchase game, but then it does have chapters essentially that you can get as well in addition to the base game.
And those chapters are free, I'm guessing?
I can't remember that, to be dead honest. It's been
Oh,
probably a
okay.
year since I played.
Okay. Well, this is pretty interesting. I'll have to look that one up then.
I'm trying to take a quick look at my Steam account and see if I paid money to get this one or not.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah, I know Graveyard Keeper is on consoles now too. Yeah, I'll have to look if that one's on console.
Take a look at collections here. So it's just you and me for right now, right?
Yes. Usually John joins on around 8 o'clock. I think that's when he gets home and settled in,
Okay.
and then Sleepy will join on too. And then yeah, it's usually random. Z-Chick pops on every once in a while.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Used to be myself and Fun Dead, but Fun Dead, like I said before, he has huge life responsibilities right now. He couldn't commit to it every week. Yeah, it's usually always pretty random. Had Spider on here before.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so
all know life is gaming life. So
exactly.
any of those real life, hey, I got kids. That's all fake.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What are they lying about? Um, I don't know if you ever played the Dreamcast before, but for me, when he brought this question, it's usually always the same game I go to. It was called Time Stalkers, and like I said, I don't know if you played on the Dreamcast or not, but that was kind of, I guess, one of the AA games that came on there. Very similar to like Final Fantasy and like all those JRPGs.
Mhm.
Um, so you had, I don't know what it was, fighting five different characters you could play as. The story itself was really neat, I thought. So you start off as like a warrior that's just running through the woods chasing after this bad guy. You end up in this clock tower. Magic happens, and you end up traveling to a different land. Time's all messed up and everything, and like as you're exploring this new world you're in, you start to discover that this world is tied into your own world, and like I guess it's like different islands start to attach together, but it's all like different parts of the world that you were previously in. Really neat, right? And obviously, as all this time looping is happening, it's causing chaos, and you're at the risk of the world coming to an end. Um, but the story was neat, but the mechanic that I liked was the fact that you could capture enemy bad guys and use them on your side of the field. So it kind of had like a little bit of a Pokemon twist to it as well, right?
All right. And
So
you captured yeah, I gotcha.
yeah, you could capture like a nature goblin or a fire goblin or a water goblin, and like there was different monsters too, like fire golems and then stone golems and stuff like that. So you could really have some fun with it, right? So you could use the five main characters that were in the storyline, or you could use like two of the main characters and have three enemy troops on your side helping you out. And because it was a JRPG, the first couple of bosses you versed were just kind of like stronger versions of the enemies you're already fighting. So you had the possibility to capture those bosses later on, right? So there
Oh,
was a lot of
nice.
like little, yeah, and then to add a little more strategy to it, right? They added in the elements, so water's strong against fire, electric's strong against this, right? So there was a lot to that game. They put a lot of detail into it. They still kept all the like basic RPG elements too. Like you had equipment, you had do I want to use a sword, a bow
Right.
and arrow, like what kind of combination I want. So there was a lot. There was a lot to offer in that game, and I don't know. I always thought it was a shame that it didn't get shout out more, that it didn't get a chance to live past the Dreamcast. I think it could have been a fun little series if they would have kept it going. I know the story did wrap up at the end of the game, but there's always the possibility to have a number two. Like there was definitely opportunities there.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good game. That one and D2 on the Sega Dreamcast. Except it was my favorite system, that's why I usually pick that one. But if you ever watched the movie The Thing, the D2 basically brought that into the gaming world. So instead of Kurt Russell, you were this blonde girl, I guess like in her 30s or whatever. She's just traveling on a plane across Canada. So I was like, all right, it's Canada based. I like it already. And yeah, your airplane crashes, and then it's just you trying to survive, and you eventually come in contact with someone who's going to be your co-op partner throughout the rest of the game. And their first experience is this guy walks into the cabin, right? Seems totally fine, seems normal. He's just looking for help because he has like a cut or something. Then all of a sudden, the Thing takes over his body and he transforms into this
Oh
weird,
no.
like, yeah, this weird mutant thing, right? And then that's your first indication of how the game's gonna be. And then yeah, you're traveling that world, you're trying to find clues, trying to figure out what's going on, and 4 discs later, you reach the end of the story. But it was good. It held its own against Resident Evil and Silent Hill. I think it did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I don't have any experience really with Dreamcast. I think the only game I ever played on Dreamcast was a game that a friend of mine had, which I believe was called Power Stone.
Oh yes, that's
And
a
I
great one.
and I think that's the only Dreamcast game that we ever played. Now, I've always been a PlayStation guy. I've had every version of PlayStation. Um, I owned an Xbox that was a hand-me-down for like a couple of months, and then it broke. But are you pretty much 100% Xbox, or have you played some of those other consoles too?
Oh no, like when I started off, right, I had a regular Nintendo. Then I went to Sega Genesis, and PlayStation, N64. Like I bounced back and forth. I think it was only when I moved out, and like things obviously got a little more pricier, that I just stuck with Xbox.
So it seems so for you. I guess your preference would be Xbox at this point, since that's what you have now.
Um, yeah, I mean I do like the Switch that I have. But yeah, most of the
Ah,
games now I have are Xbox.
yeah. So on PlayStation 2, did you ever have the 2?
Oh yes, that was a amazing console.
It was too. There was a lot of great games. So one of my favorite games, and at this point, I know this is more like nostalgia than it is answering the question from earlier. But there was a game. I don't know if you ever played it. It wasn't a huge hit. There's a couple that I liked. One of them was called Drakengard,
Yes,
and
yes.
they did make a Drakengard 2, but it wasn't as good as the original. So if you recall, that's the one where you can have the dragon. You got 64 weapons to choose from, and you had a weapon wheel. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I played that one. It was good.
Okay. So that was one of my favorites. There was something about learning every weapon and
Yeah.
learning the attack sequence and finding the best of the best weapons, so I missed the hell out of that game.
See, I can't remember if it was John or if it was Jimmy, but someone brought that up before when we were kind of talking about like how PS5 is, well, both systems are kind of struggling now with new games, But
Mhm.
yeah, if you go back to PS2, there is so many great gaming mascots or games in general, right, that they had that they should revive, like they should bring back. Like there was, yeah, there was just a lot of great, like that was a perfect time for gaming, PS2.
I agree.
It just yeah, I don't know. Every game I played was an absolute hit. Like I don't have any game in my collection right now that I don't think I would want to play again.
Right.
Like they were all fantastic.
I'm so mad that the PlayStations are not backwards compatible because I have
Yeah.
so many PS2 games I wish I could play and I can't.
It's weird too because when the PS2 came out, right, it was backwards compatible with the PS1. I don't know why the PS3 stopped
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah. Um, and that's, I was always a Tekken fan. I'm not big into fighting games,
oh,
but Tekken,
yeah.
uh, I found a demo disc actually of Tekken 3, and you could only play two characters. But I fell in love with the game just with those two characters. So I bought Tekken 3, and I can't say I mastered it, but I got damn good. And
Oh
then,
yeah.
and now Tekken 7 or Tekken 8 is out, maybe even Tekken 9 at this point. It's like these days, if I looked at a person playing Tekken, they would just kill me by looking at me. You know, so yeah, I miss my Tekken 3 days.
It's funny you say that too, because yeah, that was another one we brought up. I think it was Christmas time. We were all saying how we kind of miss the days, where you bought a magazine, right? You got that demo disc in there,
Right.
and yeah, you're right. Like you played those demos probably more than the actual game.
Yeah, there were some good demos out there, but that's the whole point. They give you the demo to put that hook in your mouth, to reel you in.
Oh yeah,
The Resident Evil games have been pretty successful. They've been on many platforms, because Capcom's not really specifically Sony or Nintendo or, Microsoft. So Capcom was able to make the Resident Evil on many platforms.
yeah. They the one on the GameCube even wasn't too bad. They had it on there as well.
How do you feel about the the turn-based RPGs like the Final Fantasies?
I actually liked it. I like the turn-based system. I never had an issue with that one. I almost feel like they should have kept that for the newer Final Fantasies.
Right. Did you ever play a game called uh, shit? Oh my God, you're gonna have to give me a minute.
No worries. I was actually just looking at the PS2 games I
There is
had.
an amazing game that I loved. Shadow Hearts.
That one sounds familiar. I just
So
can't picture
there's
it.
so Disney has that game series called like what is it, Adventure Hearts or something?
Like Kingdom
And
Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So they have Kingdom Hearts, and so whenever I say Shadow Hearts, everybody thinks I mean Kingdom Hearts. It's like no, 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 no. Kingdom Heart or Shadow Hearts is a dark as hell uh, Final Fantasy. Like it's pretty sick, but it's
Ooh, okay.
great. But again, it was only on PS2, and they did make a Shadow Hearts 2 Covenant, which was also really good. And then they made a third one that wasn't quite as hot.
So what was the like the edge about Shadow Hearts? Was there anything like that stood out about it,
It's
or?
just it's like a horror movie almost,
Oh, okay, okay.
but it has the turn-based combat. Your lead character is a summoner, and he can become kind of like in Final Fantasy, where you could become the Aeons. He's a
Oh,
summoner, so he can become these different demon creatures. It's very dark, and and it has a cool thing called the ring system. And so whenever you make a choice, so like say you pick attack, and then you pick this particular attack, then a ring comes up, and you have to press your X button within certain points of the ring. If you miss, either you miss altogether, or you hit at a lower percentage of damage. So it takes perfect hits inside of this ring system to get a 100% hit or a critical hit.
that's a really cool mechanic. I like that
It
one.
was it was a it was fantastic. I mean, if
Yeah.
if I could steal a PlayStation 2 right now, I would. Just so I can play that game.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, you're talking about RPGs too. I don't know if you ever had a chance to play it, but one of my favorite RPGs of all time was definitely on the PlayStation 2. And we found a copy of it finally after all these years, but it was Champions of Norath. That was just such a fantastic experience. Like you said, nostalgia, because I found it in high school, and then my other buddy who was pretty big into those games, like, yeah, let's try this, right? I remember we did co-op at his house like all night long, just trying to beat the goddamn game. Um, yeah, and then I introduced it to Cheyenne, and Cheyenne fell in love with it too. But there was two parts of it. There was Champions of Norath, and there was Champions Return to Arms. I don't know if you ever got to try those ones, but it was from the EverQuest series.
I have not, and I actually have not even heard of that. Was that a
Really?
turn-based? Yeah, was that a turn-based like Final Fantasy, or was that just
No, it
like
was
a
more like
roaming like Skyrim?
kind of. It was more like Diablo style, like from
Oh,
I guess like Diablo 1 kind of style, like
okay,
action RPG.
gotcha.
But yeah, just like really really neat storyline. I mean, lots of what do you want to call it, mythical animals that you would expect to fight like in a Lord of the Rings kind of game. Like so you had like giant ass spiders, you had orcs attacking you. The main bad guy was actually this giant orc.
What was this called?
Champions of Norath. Wonder if I could.
Well, I will. With stuff like this, YouTube is this amazing repository,
Oh
and
gosh, yeah.
there's tons of stuff on YouTube. So I'll have to go check it out and look it up. But give me a moment. I actually have to take a small break. I'm going to go get myself a little bit more alcohol and turn this air conditioning off because I can't feel my toes.
No worries, buddy.
So I'll be right back, Mike.
No problem. Okay, well, that gives me a quick second to quickly go put this into the chat. So this way you guys can all see what I'm talking about. Okay. Here we go. There. So there's a little wiki of it. Um, Definitely a fantastic game. Like I said, if you guys ever get the opportunity to play it, I would. There we go. Okay, we're all connected again. Okay, what else was I gonna say earlier? Movies and TV shows. What did I watch? Some more Perfect Match with Cheyenne. We're almost done that series. We're on, I think, the last 2 episodes. Oh, Pooper Knocker, Cheyenne. What did we watch? What did we watch movie wise? I feel like yeah, that was kind of a disappointment. We saw Incident in Ghostland. That was okay. Wasn't I don't know. It was a good idea, like a really good idea story wise. Just I feel like maybe the actress in that movie kind of blew it. I don't know. I guess I think what was good about it actually? It was really good. Um,
Sorry about
when they
that.
brought it.
I dropped you.
Oh, no worries. No, I was just talking about the movies and shows I watched over the weekend. So one movie I was just mentioning was Incident at Ghostland. It's on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I
But
have not had Netflix in probably 3 years now.
oh, what do you use to watch movies?
There's so many options nowadays, though, is the thing. But I have a difficult time validating more than two. So right now I've got the uh, Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I kind of rotate. So Amazon Prime, and then I do subscribe. I found a good deal with Peacock,
Oh, okay.
and then I have the HBO Max just because of my cable subscription.
I agree with you though. You're right. Because yeah, I think right now we're signed up to 3 of them, and we definitely don't use all 3. I think probably Prime's the one we use the least at the moment.
Yeah, I think if if you're in a position that you have the time that you can binge watch, then it works out. You can have like one or two, watch the shit out of the shows, and make your library because even if you end the subscription, they're going to save your library. And
Yeah.
so then you can kind of rotate. You can say, okay, we're going to cancel Netflix, we're going to get Disney. And then you build your library and you cram that, as bad as you can. And then after a while, you cancel that, you move on to, Peacock or move on to, Hulu or whatever.
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good system.
You know,
Um,
it just keeps them fresh. You have a library, you're going to want to watch the shows and you're never lacking.
Well, yeah, like you said too. At least you're not wasting 20 or whatever it is a month on a on a streaming app that you're not even using. But yeah, so the incident in Ghostland, it's I said had a really interesting like plot twist to it. But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those movies where you're watching it and there was a lot of opportunities where they could have taken out the killer, and you're like, why did you not do it? Like there was one scene I remember the guy was driving and they were looking around in the van they were in, and there was like frying pans and knives, and I was like, it's one guy driving. Like if you both stop crying right now, you could definitely take him out. Like you're not even chained to anything. Oh, movies. But
That's
what
one
was
thing I find a lot on the Amazon Prime movies. Most of them really they're shitty. They have really bad ratings,
yeah.
but somehow you trick yourself into watching it anyway. And then that stuff happens all the time. You're like, why did you do that? Why didn't you do this other thing?
See, I don't mind it. Like, if it could be a shitty movie, but if it's good at being a shitty movie, then it's like, okay, this was worth my time. But you're right. There's some out there you're just like, oh my god, why did this even hit Netflix or Prime? Um, so the three questions I had here for you. So I guess number one would be a good one here for you. When you're going through Twitch or YouTube, wherever the case is, right? How do you yourself pick out which streamer gets your time?
Well, it's a pretty good question, and there's a lot of answers for that one there, Mindful. Really, when it comes down to it, part of it's the content itself. I am a gamer naturally, right? So game streams are big for me. And then I actually have a great appreciation for ASMR. So I do watch a lot of ASMR channels as well. In,
Okay.
I- in either one of those, one of the things that really is important to me is community. So if I see a community that is consistent, so if I go to, it doesn't matter whether it's ASMR or gaming, if I go into that channel and I see the same people over and over and over, that tells me that the streamer has something valuable that not just me, but many other people care about to want to continue to return. So that's one of the biggest things is how it doesn't have to be a big community, but how robust is the return of that community. That's probably one of the most important things. Another
That's pretty
thing,
cool, my dude.
yeah, and another, and of course you have that, like you and Z Chick and myself, we have those kinds of communities, which I think is great. We may not be the biggest on Twitch, but our people keep coming back. A second thing that I do look for too is hopefully good moderators, because in a lot of streams, big or small, you get the asshats, and they want to
Yeah,
come in and they want to cause problems and they just want to get a rise out of people. I value a stream that has a strong moderator that has some wisdom, that knows when it's appropriate to mute or ban somebody.
I agree. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, otherwise the content. I mean, there's a lot of ASMR out there, and some of the ASMR sucks. I don't like it.
I,
Some of
I
it's
was gonna say
fantastic.
you definitely piqued my interest with that one. I have to ask, like, what kind of ASMR like piques your interest? Like, I didn't like. I mean, I understand the idea behind it, but for me, I never caught that appeal. So yeah, like when someone says they're interested, I'm always intrigued to hear like what it is.
Well, so how long is this is a funny question, but how long is your hair?
My hair, okay. What would you say, Shane? Lengthwise, my hair now, because it has grown out quite a bit. Want to say
Like,
5 or 6?
I have like David Dobrik hair.
Oh, hi, Cheyenne,
David,
by the
dope.
way.
How are you, by the way? How are you
so,
doing?
Yep.
Good.
so I know it's a
So
funny, I know it's a funny question, but if your hair gets to a point, you probably go to the barber shop, right? You go to the barber shop, go to the salon, get your hair cut.
of course, yeah.
Have you ever sat down in the chair and they put the thing over you and they're getting ready to work on your hair and they're cutting your hair and you just kind of go into this trance-like state? Has that ever
I
happened to
I
you?
I wish I could, but I have absolutely a fear of haircuts because I got snipped one time of the year, and I guess it just gave me like
Wow.
PS. Yeah. So like when I'm in that chair, like the lady will grab my head. She's like, "Hey, relax. Let me turn it."
Well, so anyway, one of the
But
things
I
about
do
ASMR
understand.
is it can put you into this calmness, this sense of like you're safe, you're comfortable. It's a strange thing to define. But for me as a child, especially, and as I grew up, I don't get my hair cut often, but having my hair played with, by like a girlfriend playing with my hair,
Oh
or
yeah.
going to, just going to barbershop and getting a haircut, it just puts me in this like you can do anything to me. You could stab me in the eyeball with a
Yeah.
hot pencil. Like I wouldn't know because I'm in this trance. And
100% agree. Yeah.
quality ASMR will do that to you. It just whether it's visual. Some people are visual people. They like hand waving. They like colors. They like things moving in front of them. Some people are audible. They like to hear scritches, scratches, you know, movement on cardboard. They like to hear that. They're audible. Some people like soft whispers. There's that section of ASMR that like ear licking, and they like the sensation of having someone like lick their ear. And so you have ASMR streamers who do that. It's kind of like there's this wide pool. Not everybody is in the same depth, but ASMR is so varied that if you just look, you'll find the thing that satisfies you.
Yeah, when you were talking about like touching certain products, I feel like that one I could get into. There are certain sounds out there that when you touch them, yeah, I
Yeah,
get
there's
that.
a dude. I'd have to find his name for you on YouTube. He's not on Twitch, but he's on
Okay.
YouTube, and he somehow, like almost scientifically, he has uh, this video where he's got these crazy sounds, and I won't bullshit. When I listen to it, I'm like, oh my god, you've hit every button in the world on ASMR. Like I don't know how he did it, but it's just amazing. Like everything he does, like I get tingles down my whole body, my back, my spine, my shoulders. Like whoa, how did you do that? It's wild.
I like it. That's definitely one of the best answers I've gotten so far for why I'm at ASMR. Um, Pizza, I see you joined, buddy. Hello, how's it going?
Going, guys. Yeah, I just got in. I was doing some work earlier, so I'm kind of late to the party.
No worries. I was saying earlier that yeah, you usually have work and you're able to hop on a little bit later on because yeah, you have to settle in first, obviously.
Hey,
But how's
pizza.
your week?
Hey, how's
How's
it
your
going,
week
man?
been, buddy? How's your week been, Pizza?
It's been all right. It's just working pretty much, but actually, yeah, really just working, just getting some stuff done, getting ready for graduation, and so we've been doing a lot of testing and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's just been busy. Busy week. It'll be even busier next week, but we're so close to being done. Close to summertime.
I was curious because I know last week you said you didn't get much of a chance to, but in the past week, have you been able to get a little bit of gaming in, or are you still too busy?
I mean, I've done a little bit of gaming. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I've been trying to get on Xbox more often, so I'm
Oh, okay.
I'm down with this new Minecraft. It's any good?
Was there any games you played in particular last week that you wanted to shout out?
Like honestly, what have I been playing lately? I'm trying to figure out what game I played earlier. It was just some indie game. I mean, what game was it? It was a racing game too. Oh, Red Owl. So it's like a
Okay.
futuristic kind of hover car kind of game. I mean, it's something easy for right now. I've been trying to play a lot of those indie games for now, just to kind of clear that out of my backlog, so I can get ready for when Dead Island 2 releases.
Uh, yeah. When is that one? Is that next week or
Oh, what's up?
Dead Island 2? When is that one dropping again? Is that next week or
I think it's this Friday.
is it this Friday? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I
Time
think
just
it
flew
drops this
by.
Friday anyways. I didn't know that I'm off, so yeah, I already have pre-ordered. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up, and then I'll start doing that.
Oh, that's gonna be a damn good time. I can't wait to hear your review on that one. See if it's I mean, I think it's gonna be good. Like I was saying last time, I don't have very much to expect from the Dead Island series. I just kind of want the same thing, just new story. That's all. Not much I could really ask for. I think they nailed a lot of it. I think it was Jimmy was telling me that there was some kind of new gore mode in there. That one sounded really cool. So like in the previous game you could cut off their limbs and stuff like that, but I think he said they took it like another step further with that, so there was more interaction with the kills.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, I haven't really played. I mean, I played the first Dead Island a few times, but yeah, there was like a lot of the cutting off of limbs and things like that. So there is a lot to do in it, and I think that the second game, they talked about how it's going to be a lot of, dismembering the zombies and like more gory stuff. Which, I mean, that's cool. I just hope that I hope that it is a much more, like, I guess not really dense. I mean, hopefully the zombie count is not as like sparse, because from the gameplay, it seemed like you only had like maybe a few zombies, like maybe two or three at max. I'm like, I don't know if I'm down with that. 'Cause, I mean, in Dead Island, you had all the zombies around you. Even in Dying Light, you had all the zombies around you. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a case where it's empty. Because if it's empty, then I'll be, you know, disappointed. But if the action is good, then, it'll balance out. Just not as high as I want it to be.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That was definitely a good selling feature in the first one, was being walking a few steps you'd run into a zombie. Not like they were incredibly challenging to fight, but yeah, it was nice just having that constant I guess wave of tension.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
no idea how well this is going to work, but I'm streaming your podcast on my channel too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, so pizza, we answered your question earlier. We gave our shout outs for games, but because you asked this question, I feel like you must have a game in mind or a couple games. So you had mentioned earlier, games that get overlooked and ones that don't get enough recognition. Did you have a few games that you wanted to shout out to us that you feel deserve a little more spotlight?
Let me see about. Well, I guess you had a new Minecraft game that I didn't know about until today when it dropped on Game Pass. Like I'm like like just some indie games here and there that people want to play or I want to play that I just never had a chance to, because like when other big things drop, it is gonna become an issue where, oh man, I missed out on it. Like for example, like when Yakuza, the newest Yakuza dropped, I know that there were a few heavy hitters that came out, and of course, I bought those first because they were marketed the most. So I ended up not getting the game until now. Which is kind. I mean, which it is kind of a shame. 'Cause, I like the Yakuza games. I like them a lot more than a lot of these mainstream titles. But then again, when you have Call of Duty making updates every single day, then it's like, oh, you really can't like focus on the smaller titles or the niche titles. And then I know that when I was on Twitter, I was looking at there's a tweet I saw from somebody about how they're gonna buy Dead Island 2, right? And some person said, I'm gonna buy the new Jedi game, and I'm like, oh, forgot about that game coming out. And honestly, I feel as though when Dead Island 2 drops, I don't know if we're gonna buy. I mean, we're gonna buy it, but I don't know if there's gonna be a case where the Jedi game becomes as big as Dead Island 2. I think that if people were waiting for it, they're gonna, of course, they're gonna focus on that game too. But for the general population, though, if you're on Twitter, like the trending game is Dead Island 2, and I'm sure that any game before it that was like not as big, it wasn't really being bumped up to trending. So I don't know. I don't feel. I feel as though that game may not be as popular, even though it's a good game. It just may not blow up.
Pizza, do you watch the trending patterns on Steam for games?
Yeah, I do, and I know, sometimes I see the game I'm just talking about, and like it definitely helps. But I think like I mean, as PC gamers, like we go on Steam, we will see those games all the time on the front page, and then of course, I mean, yeah, we'll see that. But I think like just for the general population, like just for the general person who is on a console or somebody who may not be like an avid PC gamer who is online though, they may see the other games.
See, I agree with you too because like like that's the good and bad part about this year is when you think of this year, right? It's action packed. Like you got a lot of great games that are coming out. There's, a wide assortment for a lot of people. The bad part is that we all know that next year is going to be almost like a dry year because you never get 2 years like this in a row where there's just this many games being released, right? So next year is will probably suck for that reason. And then kind of like what you're saying there, Pizza, is that there's so many games that are getting released that you're gonna like. I guarantee you, by the time the Game Awards comes around and stuff like that, we're gonna forget what came out January, February, March, April, right? It's gonna be more of what came out in the later part of the year. Which sucks for those games, right? Because they're still in their first year life cycle. You wouldn't want to see them drop out that quickly.
The counterpoint to that, though, is going to be that if the game's good enough, it's going to last. Like look at Dead by Daylight. Like people are still banging that game.
True.
And it's been out for what, a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and I feel as though if you're a fan of the horror games, I mean, we only had like Dead. Well, we had what's that game? Not Dead Island. Dead Space, and that's really it. And that's a one and done kind of game. So, I mean, just I guess if you were into horror games, you play Dead I mean, he keeps them down. You were playing Dead Space, and then okay, now it's like okay, I'm done now. Time to go back to Dead by Daylight, which you're right though. It is a popular game. Even if you just type in like any kind of the killers on YouTube or Twitter, you're gonna find like some kind of gameplay video of it on Dead by Daylight.
Right.
I said,
And that, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say like only thing I can think of right now is like if you were to ask me like right now what came out in January, I can't even tell you anymore because I'm so focused on Resident Evil 4 remake that came out, right? Like you said, Dead Island 2. In June it'll be Diablo 4. So I guess that's what I'm trying to hint at is like as time progresses, right, we're gonna forget some of those big bangers that came out. I'm sure January and February did have something, but if you're asking me right now, I honestly can't do it without Googling. I wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I I agree with that and how you know we you mentioned Google. Now that and like I was on Google right now, it's like looking at some stuff, and
Yeah.
I mean, of course, for my Google, since it's tailored towards the kind of thing I'm looking for, I've only been seeing a lot of deals like to buy things, and since I've been on GameStop a lot, I've been looking at this one game, Diablo 3, and so it's like every time I go like maybe a few tiles down, I'm gonna see an ad for Diablo 3, and another one, and another one. So I think that I think social media is how part of playing it though. So I think that for me, when I saw that I was trending, I think that since it was what I was kind of interested in, that could be the reason why. I don't know if it's tailored towards you guys the same way, because maybe it is a case where you have these indie games that are being on your trending tab because you're interested in that thing. I'm just kind of speaking. I mean, I don't know how the algorithm works on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's like a personal thing or if it's going to be a case where it's just, whatever the average search is, it'll be on trending.
Like, so here's a good example. So January was actually Forspoken and Dead Space. Right? Like Dead Space still kind of relevant, but Forspoken, I totally forgot that came out in January.
I didn't,
So
I
I
didn't
guess
care about the game. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
no, I say I guess that's what I'm just trying to hint at, right? It's like as we get closer to November, December, right? It's going to be harder to remember those titles. Yes, there will be a fan base. There will be people that'll be still hyping them up, but the majority of people, like you're saying, will forget about it. And that's how we get to the point that we originally started this question off with, right? Was how do these games not get recognized? Well, this is one of those unfortunate, like toxic trends that do happen, right? We do forget things along the way. Aqua Octopath Traveler 2. That also came out in February. But that one kind of got overshadowed with Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, I can see why that happened too. I mean, you just had that big old IP. I mean, I don't really
Mm-hmm.
care too much about Octopath. Look, I mean, it was like a good game though, for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully it made a lot of money from its fans as it should. But yeah, I mean, like when the Harry Potter game came out, like it was like that was the thing to talk about for almost a month, maybe almost 2 months. Between the fact that you have people talking about the game itself, talking about all the controversy, talking about any of the gameplay, any of the bugs and glitches, like you had a lot to talk about with the game, and really, it was kind of weird how I didn't buy it, but I was so focused on what's happening that it was like it was almost as if like I was secondhand reviewing it at this point. So yeah, you know, games like that where they just take center stage for that long. Yeah, you're gonna forget about everything you did even last month just because of the fact that you're now kind of sucked into whatever they have going on.
I was trying to think. I know there was a big game too that suffered from that. I know there's lots of examples, but Titanfall. Titanfall. I can't remember what came out around the same time when the very first one dropped, and unfortunately, that game got totally missed for almost a good portion of the year. And then, like people picked it up, right? And they were like, "Wow, this is so great! Like, how did we not realize it?" I don't know. Maybe it was like Call of Duty, but I know something came out that was huge the same time frame that poor game came out, and yeah, I didn't even stand a chance at that moment.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, I didn't think about Titanfall, even though yeah, I can see why people didn't care. Well, I mean, people didn't know about it. So, I mean, I didn't know about Titanfall until I saw it on like some guy's top 10 list. At the end of the year, and so
Yep.
I thought, oh, that's a cool game. And then I look it up and I realized that it came out a while ago. I'm like, oh man, and I just never knew about it. And I think yeah, there was some. I'm guessing it's probably Call of Duty. Like that's Call of Duty always happens every year or whatever.
Yep.
And so it's like when that game came out, it was just a place to be at. And then yeah, Titanfall just kind of went to the wayside, which is kind of crazy because it feels like even Titanfall 2 kind of fell to the wayside until recently we're starting picking up traction.
I know it's too bad, especially for a sequel game. You think it would have had a little more hype or build up.
I agree, and I don't know. That was just it was crazy the fact that you had you had these games that are pretty good that just kind of like we have Call of Duty, we have Destiny, we have Fortnite, and then of course you bring in Apex to the whole equation. Even though that game kind of spawned from Titanfall, everybody played Apex and they forgot about Titanfall. So it's like the game kind of died twice.
Yeah, I said it's a shame though. That really was a neat concept. It was Mech Warrior, but done in a different timeline, I guess. um, hey Z Chick, I see you hopped on. How's it going?
What's up? How's it going?
Not too bad. We're all just chit-chatting through these questions here. How's your week been?
It's only Tuesday. Can I say too early to tell? No, I'm just kidding. It's been good. It's been good. It's been good. It's still out for discussion. No.
Did
How's
you
your week been?
No, not too bad, not too bad. Just still prepping for inventory at work, so work's pretty
Yeah.
much my life. I know, eh?
You big
But I'd say
I-bird. Yeah.
you had an exciting week because what was it, the beach you ended up going to?
We went to the park. Yeah. Hey, what's up? It flashes. That's my homie right there. I mean, you guys all are, but that's my BFF. Back up.
Oh, totally.
Ouch.
But yeah, no, that was a beautiful picture that you ended up uploading. That was a nice one.
Yeah, that was just the park, man.
Yeah.
Who are you saying hi
Hello.
to? Me. You're saying hi? Who invited you here, homie? Back up. Hi. I'm just kidding. That's my grandson. Sorry.
No
He's like,
worries.
who are you talking to?
Just some random people.
Hi. Okay. They said hi.
Hi, grandson.
Hello. Okay.
I'm your granduncle.
Papa.
Papa's out with the dogs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And they're peeing?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you pee outside?
I pee outside all the time.
Because I'm a boy.
Because you're a boy? That's why you pee outside, because boys pee outside. If I was a boy, I would be peeing on everything, dude. Writing my name in the dirt.
Like, I would like mine.
Right. Right. I'd be like a little puppy on the loose. Like I'm marking everything. Just because I can. Okay, sorry. Too much information.
No
Hold on.
worries.
Channel took a whole left turn.
I know, I love it.
What'd you say?
That's what Z-Chick brings to the table.
Chaos. I bring chaos. The party is here. Stop it. Get away from me. Sorry, I'm wrestling. Okay.
No.
I'm multitasking. This is my job.
You're doing awesome at it. You're doing awesome at it. So Z-Chick, what did
Oh
you
my
end up
God.
playing this past week?
I played Stack Boy, The Adventures of Being a Stack.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds a little fucked up, but it was fun. I love it. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. Like,
Are you
I
and
don't know.
Tommy like close to finishing it now, or do you guys still have a little bit to go?
Didn't
Well,
you
I think
not
we
play
have
it
a
on
little bit to go.
PS3?
I did play Little Big Planet 3. I did play that game.
Didn't you play that with me though? I thought you did.
I did. Stop, please. Thank you. Give me my arm. Thank you. Go bug Papa. He's back. Look, there he is. Go get him. Okay. Yeah, so I played Sackboy. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if we're even. I don't know how much of the how big the game is. I think we're only like 18% into it, so I don't think we're close to beating it.
Wow, that's a big
Yeah,
game.
because there's
Then.
I think it's a pretty big game. There's lots of levels, and lately Tommy and I finding like the right time to play together. Well, because I got my grandkids and stuff, and it's been chaos. Finding the right time between like his schedule and my schedule on when we can play it has been a little rough the last couple of days. So I think hopefully tomorrow.
You and I still have half to Tekken 7.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass in Tekken 7, homie. That's what's up.
Did you end up getting a chance to play some Destiny 2 as Spider, or?
I'm about to get down with some D2 right now.
Oh yeah.
I was debating on do I stream some D2 or do I just play, which my house sounds like chaos, so I'll probably just play.
Hey, welcome in, Wen99.
Welcome in. Who's the chicken nuggets? Who's it?
That's pizza.
Pizza's the nuggets. Okay, what up, pizza?
Oh, how are you doing, man?
Hey,
Not much.
I'm tired, bro. I just got off of work. I'm tired.
Freedom!
I know. And tomorrow's my day off, so I'm excited. Not really.
Yeah. Are you gonna do anything fun for your day off?
I have class in the I have my college class in the morning, and I have chores. I can do things off. But maybe run to Starbucks. I don't know. Relax. That's all.
Yeah. Relax is where it's at. Pajama day in your future. Pajama day and coffee and
Yeah,
games.
and lightweight cry my college classes, but
Yeah. I mean, can you do those in your pajama though? That's the important part.
that is true. Yeah,
Because
I don't
that's
have
where
to
it's
have
really at.
I don't have to have my camera on the spot.
Exactly. Go bug your grandpa. There's another adult to pester. He's over there. Go give him hell for a little while. Okay, sorry. It worked. He went to go bug Papa. Freedom. Because I'm the cool one.
Kind of me at work right now, or driving home from work. Anyways, hi. How's everyone's day going?
Not too bad. How's the streaming life been going for you, Sleepy, and
Dude,
the gaming world?
It's great. Like I absolutely love it. I got my viewer count up. I'm basically halfway there to fully
Yay!
hitting affiliate. So I'm really excited. And, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my stream on Friday. I'm so excited.
Hitting affiliate is a fantastic feeling. So when you hit affiliate, you're going to be like, it'll be such a relief. You'll love it.
Yeah.
No, I feel it now, like being so close to it as I am right now. Like I'm so excited about it already, and it's because I have so many great friends through streaming. It's great. I love it.
That's what makes it so much more exciting, right?
Yeah, it's just knowing that I kind of took a shortcut, knowing Mindful
It was an
and
accident.
other streamers, but at the same time, it's just like, ooh, I don't know how to put it. I just tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, guess what happened? I got a new follower today. Mom, this what happened on stream today. She's like, that's so cool, but she doesn't really quite understand. But she's like, yeah, I'm happy for you, but remember, the shop that we're working with the barber is your real money. I'm like, Mom, can I have a hobby, please? Can I not think about work? But I'm super excited for it. I can't wait for me to check and just like, oh my god.
That's awesome.
I was
I
gonna
was
say,
lurking on your stream the other day.
What happened?
Oh, I just thought I was lurky in your stream the other day.
Oh, thank you.
You.
Honestly, you guys, once I do hit affiliate, I'm probably gonna check all you guys out for like helping me out through this wonderful journey of mine.
I was gonna say I just got a raid from your bestie there, the Juggernaut, and Perfect Tie-In. Last week you had a very cool stream that you were on.
Yeah.
You want to shout that out for those that weren't there?
Yeah. So, for people that don't know out there, me and the Juggernaut and I are actually middle school friends. We actually are IO friends. We grew up together. And last Friday, I went over and I gave him my haircut. And then he made me play a game, which was, you guys should definitely check out his VOD for that. Because I did jump scares. Michael, you saw a lot of it. I got scared.
Hell yeah.
I love watching people play scary games.
Oh, don't worry. There was lots of clips.
Yeah.
I know my voice did. I know for sure did clip when my boyfriend jump scared me with a bit. I for sure know you jumped scared. He actually recorded that when I got jump scared with him. I almost smacked the hell out of him for that. But I don't care. But yeah, it's it's definitely something to watch. It's fun.
Yeah, his haircut looked awesome.
Thank you. He was indecisive. So I tried my best with the very dark setting that I had. And so if it kind of looks kind of weird, I apologize. It was a very dark setting. I swear my haircuts are better than that.
No, it looked really good on him. Like it fit him perfectly. I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, no, I tried, but I was also I was very shy. That's why my face was red. Because I was very shy. Because like for my stream, I don't have a face cam for my stream, so it's pretty
So
awkward.
did you feel really intimidated by the camera?
Honestly, yes, I did. If I'm being honest, just I'm not used to it. It's just knowing the fact that everyone's like, what's she doing? What kind of sleepy on a sleepy life? But,
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I get how it can be intimidating.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I should be used to it because I do work with customer service. I feel like I should be used to it, but at the same time, I'm not. Cause I'm on stream. I don't sound as shy, but IRL, I'm very, very shy. But yeah, that's
And the Juggernaut also has another sub goal. I think where you're gonna go back out and see him again, right?
what happened.
The Juggernaut. I think you're gonna dye his hair or something like that if he reaches his next sub goal. So you'll be back on another stream with him.
Yeah, he thought force me to come back and do his hair again.
That's kind of cool though. It'd be kind of cool to watch you dye his hair. That's neat.
What color? Did you know what color he wants to dye his hair?
I don't think he knows yet.
Nice. It should be like your choice. You should be like be able to pick. You should be able to pick what color to dye his hair, and it should be something really bright and funky. It should be like hot pink with lime tips or some shit.
Hell yeah!
Guys, if you're in cat, I'm not dyeing your hair, baby.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not here to defend himself, so it's all good. We can do it.
right. We can just make plans about his hair without him even knowing. Like, well, let's go.
Yeah, most definitely. But,
So Sleepy and Zichik, you guys didn't get a chance to answer this one yet. Zichik, you played a vast amount of video games, and I know Sleepy, you've had some bangers in the past. So curiosity, Pizza shouted this one out earlier. He wanted to know what games do you guys feel get overlooked or don't get like enough recognition. So we've all kind of shared our thoughts, but what do you guys have?
What games don't get a lot of recognition?
Yeah, what's a banger to you, Zichik, that some people just don't seem to know about?
Frozen Freefall. Don't judge me.
Oh yes, you know what? I was so pumped that was on your Twitch about. I was like, yep, she definitely gets a follow just for liking that game.
Dude, I'm like on level 287 or some shit on my phone.
Oh, I get it. I think I had it like on the 360, and I was like, this is the best thing I could play right now.
It is. Oh my gosh! And then the snowball fight that you can have with other people. Like, what the fuck? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not having the snowball fight all the time?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play with me in my house because I smashed them. Frozen free fall. I made you my bitch. Oh, sorry. Nobody wants to play with me in that game because, like, yeah, it just doesn't happen.
You are the best match 3 player that any of us have ever seen.
A little louder for the people in the back. No.
I heard fighter.
Anyways, nobody will play with me, so I just have to play the regular levels by myself.
I'll let you smack the shit out of me.
He said, I'll let you smack this shit on me sometime, I guess. What we do later is nobody's business, baby. Nobody's business.
I feel better though. That's how I feel when I once play golf. I'm like, really? Again? But okay.
I'm just gonna get spanked, sure. That's how it is when I play Fighting Fighter, though. He's pretty good. So, like, what was it? Was it Mortal Kombat that we were playing? And I was like, man, fuck this. I mean, I kept playing, but I was raging a little bit. I beat him in Tekken, though, so I mean, you heard that, If? I beat him in Tekken.
Oh, I heard you nice and clearly.
Me and If have been going back and forth about Tekken, and I didn't have it, and I thought I did have it, and then when I got it, I was like, Precious, guess what I got? I got Tekken, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I even recorded it so I can play it back to you later.
When I lose, he's gonna be like, what'd you say? I'm gonna be like, I said what I said, no regrets.
Here's a Snickers.
Right? It was because I was angry. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't focus. I'll make up some lame excuse on why I didn't win. And then I'll be like, rematch. I'm that person that rematches and right. My battery was dying.
Yeah.
I'm that person that'll rematch until I win, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done because I gotta leave on top. I get the rematches, you don't. Okay.
I'll never forget the time I was at a movie theater, and they had a very small arcade that had Tekken 3 in it. And my favorite character has a reversal on it. And this guy just walked up. I was playing by myself against a computer, and this kid walked up, put in his coin, and he picked the worst possible character to go against mine.
You smash him.
He picked the character, and he fought me, and I killed him on a reversal.
Oh, yes.
And on a perfect, the game goes perfect, and it
Hell
like
yeah.
clears it out. And he didn't say nothing. He just turned around and left.
Yeah. The grocery store when we lived in Wisconsin had what was it, babe? What Tekken was it? He checked out. He's not even listening to me. Huh? Oh, it was Tekken 3. It was Tekken 3, and it was just like the little quarter machine, right? And every time we went grocery shopping, we would play. We're such nerds. We'd play before and after. Every time.
That is so cool that a grocery store had that.
Had like a little mini arcade. It only really had like Tekken and like Pac-Man, and I don't remember what the other game was because it was lame and we didn't touch it. But we definitely Tekken and Pac-Man.
Like Pizza Hut always had like centipede and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's this place up here in Michigan. It's called Craig's Cruisers, and the one in Jenison, it's like a 45-minute drive from us, has like the huge screen, and you like sit on this bench, and you have this like big controller, and you play Centipede, and it's like, oh. It's great. I will spend the whole time there. Like, kids run wild. I will be in the arcade.
Child of the 80s.
Come get me when you're done. Yeah, because they have like the air zone where you can like jump forever. They have like little mini indoor coasters and go-karts and stuff. It's a cool place to go. But I'd rather be in the arcade. Or
That
the
was
bunker
like
cars.
we had this restaurant called Salisbury House. So just like serve like burgers and fries and all that. But there used to be tables that were clear glass on the top, and Pac-Man was available. So while you're waiting for your food, you and your family could play Pac-Man. I know, it was so dope. I was like, this is the best time ever.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning with the Pizza Huts, because the Pizza Huts used to have like centipede and stuff with those flat glass tables like that.
That would be
that's
so much
awesome.
fun. That'd be so much fun. We used to have this Shakey's in Janesville, Wisconsin, and it was kind of like a Pizza Hut, but better because they had Mojos, and Mojos were the shit. Anyway, they had a little arcade there too, and they used to have like the old school where one person sits on one side, one person sits on the other side. They're like mini little arcade things. Yeah, those were great, and I think you could play everything for like 10 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, you're old when you can play games for 10 cents. But...
So what other questions did you?
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
What other questions did you have, Mindful? Because I know you had a list of questions for tonight.
Yeah, I did. So sorry, Z-Chick, was Frozen Free Fall the only show that you had, or was there other games?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Frozen Free Fall is probably the only game that I
Hey,
never see anybody else play.
so true. No, that is a decent shout. And how about you, Sleepy? Was there any game you feel doesn't get recognized enough?
Um, Very interesting question. I was just, as you guys were talking about it, I was just over here thinking, like I'm like, oh my god, I don't know. um, I guess for me it would be Genshin.
Okay.
A lot of
Yeah.
people that I talk to or interact with, they, I have some people like, oh, I played this game, I played that game. I'm like, cool, but because they're asking me, have I tried any other games? Like, what games did they try? And I'm mostly like, no, how you play Genshin? And like, no, I haven't. I'm like, well, you better get on that grind, though.
Right?
like,
Get on it.
I feel like not a lot of people know about Genshin as much as I thought, because a bunch of my friends are a bunch of weebs. So,
It's true.
so
Yeah, I guess we branch out beyond our circle.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Z Chick knows Genshin. She plays that all the time.
oh yeah,
I'm addicted.
I keep telling Zeta that we'll like play together, but like I've been so busy with just work and school lately, and I'm about to take my state board exam around next month, actually in a couple of weeks. Like I've been studying for that, and like I have finals next month as well. So I'm just like,
Yeah, busy time.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, it's just like wanna, I wanna stream more. Like, I wanna stream as much as I can right now, because I know next month, I'm probably packed with studying for my state board exam, getting ready to take my state board exam. Also, with final coming up, and sign up for some of my classes, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna throw all my free time just to streaming currently. So
Yes.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. And also, like, another reason how, like, I played Genshin before, but it was actually my friends who got me back into it. And then I kind of just been lazy off of Genshin right now. I'm like, I'm stuck, Z-Chick. Z-Chick, if you have time this weekend, help me
Let's
out. I'm so
go.
sad. I'm so
Let's
sad.
go.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, because
Get a
like
hold of me. I'll get on it.
I'm trying to rank my adventure rank up, but it's so hard. And I just want to proceed to the next story. And like people are like, oh, what do you need help on? I'm like, I don't know. I just want to rank up. Help, send help, please.
I am
Uh,
help. I am available. Let's do it.
You guys
yeah,
can have a Genshin weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
want,
mean, as it's known around here, Saturday is Genshin Day, man.
yeah, like
Um,
I don't know,
I
cause
was gonna,
I don't have my weekends off, so it's gonna be hard.
say, I think you guys will all have a very unique answer for this one. So we kind of talked about it before. But pizza, curiosity out of you, buddy. How do you pick which streamer gets your time? So what, like, when you're looking at that list on Twitch or YouTube, who do you decide to watch and why?
Well, I don't really have like any kind of real preference. Although to be fair, I don't really watch streamers as much as I used to because I'm too busy to even pay attention to
Basically,
streamers
like an art piece
nowadays.
somebody made with the string.
But really, I think the only streamer who I watch, besides you guys, besides Mark Matthew, um, I watch like Asmon Cold, and that's really it. I used to watch Shroud, but then it's like I got kind of trying watching all of those. Warzone videos. It became kind of stale. So yeah, I've never played WoW. Oh, sorry, let me phrase that. I have played WoW a few times.
Let's go,
It's not my favorite game, but I do like listening to Asmongold just ramble about things because it's just cool to hear. So I'll watch him more than other streamers. Um,
So
yeah,
so like in a way, like you kind of like watching someone that's like really passionate about the game. Is that the way you'd say it?
almost. I mean, because I watch Asmongold just for the conversations and like his Twitch chat,
Okay.
and that's really it. Because like as far as like playing, because like he plays a lot of RPG games, which I mean that's cool. But he plays WoW like almost every single time, and it's just not the game for me. But I like his character, and his character speaks more to what I want to see than the game itself. Because if I want to watch a WoW video, I'll just go and watch look up a WoW video. But yeah, that's pretty much about the streamers who I watch or I prefer. Sorry.
Okay then. Okay.
No.
How about you, Z Chick?
I watch sometimes for the gameplay, but like I go to If's channel whenever If's on, and then I notice he's on. Like I make it a plan to go there because we have a party up in there. Like I don't know, it's just a good time. I love fucking around, talking to him. He's very knowledgeable about the game that we. Oops. Can you guys still hear me? Sorry.
Yep.
He's very knowledgeable about the game that we both play, or some of the games that we both play. We strategize about life. Just pretty much we shoot the shit about everything. And half the time, we don't even talk about the game that either one of us are playing. It's just life. We're just shooting the shit, and it's a good time. I go into Mindfuls because I like being in your stream.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
funny. I'm like, you're funny, but you're also really sincere, so that's really cool. You're always really nice and polite, and I like watching you game. It's cool. Nice little gamer there. It's a good time. Sometimes I do have like my laptop open and I have like a few tabs and I'm lurking in some and active in others. Usually when I'm in somebody's stream, like I mod for If and I mod for you, but I also mod for like 3 or 4 other channels. So when everybody's on at the same time, I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I pull everybody up and I mean, I've done it before where I've like said the wrong thing in the wrong chat. I'm like, wrong chat, my bad. my bad. But I try to stay active in everybody's, or sometimes I'll just be like, lurk, because I'm multitasking. I mean, there's
Of
times that I've
course.
got like 5 streams pulled up and I'm making dinner. So like, I mean, that's just I love to watch. I don't like to watch people playing the games that I am currently playing. So like, if I'm playing Genshin and I'm doing like the story mode, and somebody I know is playing the same story mode, I don't like to watch it because I don't want to see what's happening. So that's when I lurk the most. Because I really like the surprise element of any game. I don't want to know what's happening. I want to discover it on my own. So that's the part that I guess I'm not really paying attention in people's chats for things like that. Like I'm modding for somebody right now who's he's doing a Hogwarts run, and I love that game, and I just started that game recently. So when I'm modding for him, I have the volume not turned all the way down, but just down enough that I'm not hearing all the spoilers, kind of thing. So
See,
I'm
it's
not a
never
fan
play
of.
Skyrim around you again.
Oh no! I'm like when you're playing Skyrim, I'm like in it. Like I live there. I don't know what we're doing or who we're fighting, but I am fucking there. I love it. There is like a couple of there's this guy Kersey Gaming. I love watching him play anything he's playing because he's really badass at shooters. And I'm just like, how did you even? I don't even see what you're shooting before they're fucking dead. So that's always amazing to me too when I see that because I'm not really good at shooters. So when I see somebody else just like packing them off, I'm like, damn, how'd you see that, yo?
I feel the same way. Like that's what it's like when you play with your mom or Fun Dead, because they'll see stuff like in Fortnite or Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell are you guys talking about? They're like, it's right there,
that was just a
mindful.
tree.
Yeah.
Like that was just a tree. I don't know what you're talking about, yo. Yeah.
5 minutes later, oh, I see them.
Yeah, as they're dying. Yep, I see them as they're dying. As they're falling out of the tree you just shot them at. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing to me. Like, I finally can see things in Destiny, but that's only because I've been playing it a lot with hubby.
I was gonna say, I totally agree with you too. Like I can't watch someone play a game that I'm playing currently or like I'm about to play because I feel you. You want that element of surprise. Like YouTube's ruined enough things for me. I don't want to stream to ruin an upcoming twist or something.
And everybody's always like, "Oh, if you get stuck, just watch YouTube." I'm like, "No, they give too much away. If I get stuck, I just got to keep going and going and going until I figure it out, and then maybe YouTube will have my attention. I'll be like, all right, fine. But I really like the discovery part of things.
Me too. I agree with you. How about you, Sleepy? What do you look for?
So I like watching streamers has like fellow like things I like basically the common things. So if I see someone playing Valorant, I'm like, ooh, because like I could understand the game. But also I like the main thing is for me to watch a streamer, it's personality and how they interact with like their chat and stuff like that. Because as a streamer myself, I like interacting with my chat a lot. So I interact with my chat so much where I don't even pay attention to Valorant anymore. Like, I died because I was looking at chat. But, I think I like streamers with a good personality, basically. If that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you. That definitely is what attracts a lot of people right to a stream.
Yeah, because I, as a fellow like person who like likes to talk in chat, right? I want like a nice mellow personality, not like overhyped.
I like to be a complete jerk in channel so that nobody comes to my streams.
I'm always there, baby.
No, it's
Little does he know that's what keeps us in his streams.
I'm a stalker.
It's gotta be like, yeah, you two have fun, but don't be like, I guess I would say don't act like someone different on stream compared to off stream. I'm not that much different when I'm streaming and off stream. I just tend to be more ragey off stream than on stream. But like besides that, like I want someone like a good personality and like interact with chat basically.
I agree. I one thing I can't stand is when you are watching someone new, right? You're talking to them, and like it's it's engaging at first, right? And they make the comments like, "Oh, I'll check you out," or like all this stuff, and it's like you go on like 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever streams, and it's like, yeah, you still haven't done it. Like I don't expect it, right? But in the same breath, like I just like don't say
like,
stuff.
Don't
you're not
say it, right? Like you don't
like
gotta lie to me.
Yeah, like it's totally cool if you just want to watch an FPS all the time. I get it. Just like just don't say things that aren't true.
Yeah, I think that's for me. Like just.
I know I quit watching certain streamers that I found and I enjoyed at first, and then after spending time with them, I kind of realized that they
not for you.
Maybe didn't have my, I don't want to say my values, but that they just didn't stream the way I stream. And so it made me feel kind of like, well, we're not on the same page as streamers. And so
I give up.
So I've left a number of channels that way.
Yeah, I stopped watching a lot of YouTubers because I felt that way as well. It's like some of them like at first they're like really funny, they're like engaging, and then after a while you're just like I still follow them because like I want to still give my support. But at the same time I don't know, it's kind of like
people
what you
change
said.
too, so you evolve and find new likes and stuff. So
Yeah,
it happens.
and it's just so crazy. Like I also understand like huge streamers who have like 1.1K like viewers. They can't look at everything, so like like I get that, but like for small streamers like us who complete ignore, because I follow other small streamers as well. So like if they they just completely ignore chat and they're not engaging in any shape or way or form. That time is like, how
I
can
am
you call yourself a
notorious.
streamer?
I am
You know?
notorious for when I'm in the middle of a fight or shooting or something. And I've been raided and I don't see it right away. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
No, I seen it. I raided you a couple of times, you chick. I know.
I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I was trying not to die. And then I'm like, are they even there anymore? I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get it. I'm the same way. Well, especially when I'm playing competitive, it's I can't really. I'm like full focus, and then like I hear my sound goes off for a raid, and
See,
I'm like,
I don't have any of that because I stream from the PS5.
oh,
So
okay.
so I don't have I don't have any alerts or anything, and it barely comes across my screen, just like on the bottom right corner. So if I don't see that little like 2-second blip, I'm like, oh shit. And
Yeah,
I usually have my phone too, but I can't always look at my phone when I'm on Destiny, getting my butt kicked in a gambit or something.
Unless I'm on, but I can shout it out.
Yeah. When I got my badass mods in there, then it's like, hell yeah. Oh,
man, I wish my mod showed up more, man. Mindful.
I was
We
literally just
cannot
gonna
trust
say.
shit. Mindful's gonna get fired. Oh, I'm dead.
I say mindful. The juggernaut. Hello.
I know.
Mindful's gonna
As I
get
told,
fired.
that's what I told Jimmy too. It's like like when I like for me when I look for a stream, right? It's usually you guys. Like it is 100% you guys. Like that's what I have free time for, right? Like I'll have an hour, 2 hours, wherever it is for the day. Yeah, and then I'll Z-Chick's on, Sleepy's on, I Freshest if you're on, Tommy if you're on, because I know you're in chat. I usually will hop into you guys, right? Because yeah, I want to catch up with you guys, want to see what you're doing. In the rare case that nobody from Basement Gaming is on, which is pretty rare, right? But in those moments, I don't know what it is. I never watch big streamers, but I like to like pick a category, like you said, Z-Chick, and then I'll put it like view count lowest to highest, and I'll just kind of find the one with the lowest views, and I'll hop onto that one. I don't know why, like I don't know. I guess it's that
Yeah, the small
nostalgia of like,
fries.
yeah, I guess the nostalgia of like, okay, I know what it was like when you first started off. So yeah, I
Sorry,
just try to
stop.
find someone and then see who clicks, And so far, it's worked out pretty good. I met some pretty unique people doing it that way.
It's one thing I like about having friends that are small streamers because you can share your own wealth with them and you can help them grow. I have a lot of friends who are pretty high powered streamers, but they're not going to rate me. They're not going to bring me their viewers.
I'm gonna bring
You
you my
know?
whole 3 people if every time, homie.
Like J Rod, he's an ASMR streamer, J Rod the Human, and he easily
Yeah,
has hundreds of viewers every stream. He's never rated me, but I've been in his channel. I've been a mod. I'm a VIP. I've been in his channel for years, but he's not going to raid me because his
No.
content and my content don't match.
Right.
Whereas with us, we're all small streamers, but we're also all gamers, and so we can share our communities together. I mean, that's how I met Z-Chick, and that's how I met Spider. That's how I met, Mindful. You kind of get carried along from one raid to the next, even if it's a raid of 3 or 4 people.
Okay, go,
Very
buddy.
true.
Yeah,
very true.
I follow some very like bitch streamers, right? Just like you said, I'm like they're not gonna notice a small streamer like me. They're not gonna raid me with like 1.1K. But like I am in their chat. I'm like, hi, how are you? How's the stream going? And sometimes they answer, sometimes they don't. And
Yeah.
I feel like they answer the regulars more than anything.
Oh,
Usually,
totally.
the regular people that they get.
yeah,
And I was gonna say, speaking of mods, just saying, handling chat and the podcast here. No, but Tommy shouted out a
Oh,
question.
my bad. I'm not in there. My bad.
No,
Don't
I'm
fire
just
me.
teasing. I'm teasing. So Tommy was just adding on to the question too. So his answer, sorry, to what do you look for in a streamer was, I like streamers who are nice and chat at least every couple minutes and have some taste in the games. Is a plus. But I think
Aw,
that's pretty decent. Thank
Tommy,
you,
I love
Tommy.
you.
So same thing, Tommy. Anytime we have one of these questions, and anyone in chat really, feel free to shout them out, and I will take the opportunity to read it out to the fellow Discord members as well. But yeah, so I think we kind of touched base on this one between pizza and Fishes. But I was saying, we're a quarter into the year already, right? Quite a few games have been released and all that, and I was just curious if the ones you guys have tried, have these games all held up to your expectations, or has there been any letdowns this year?
I have no complaints for the games that I've tried. There are some games I haven't tried yet that I downloaded, but backlog is big, and Genshin sucks up my life. So far so
Yeah,
good for me.
I was gonna say, so yeah, because Hogwarts, I guess, was your big one for this year, right,
Oh,
Zicha?
and it is not a letdown. It is totally exciting. It's great. I just want to live there.
Didn't you do the Jedi one also, Z?
Oh my
Hell
gosh,
yeah,
I'm
she
such a
did.
loser. I haven't finished it. Oh, I still have to do that one too. And oh my gosh, I just don't have enough me. I need more me. Where do I get more me? I need a clone. But yeah, I'm also becoming a Jedi. I'm becoming a wizard and a Jedi.
It's like the
You're just
best combination.
waving sticks around.
Just waving my sticks around. It's because I don't have a penis. I gotta wave my stick around.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Facts. It's my pretend.
How about you, Sleepy?
I think I had no, I think I'm okay with this year, with the games and stuff like that. I'm kind of with Z chick on this, so I don't know what else to say.
So everyone just likes waving their sticks. That's what it comes down to. I get it.
I mean, when you don't have one, you got to take the pretend one and go with it.
Yeah, I kind of.
I guess my last one for everyone, right? And then open floor for whoever else has questions. But we've all had a nice variety of consoles in our lifetime. So just curious, what's been some of the best controllers you played on, and what's been some of the worst controllers you played on?
I hate the Switch controller. I don't hate it,
Yeah,
but every time I use it and then I go back to the PlayStation, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life.
yeah, it's a weird feeling, right? Holding it.
It is. It's just different. And then trying to go back to like a regular controller.
I mean, I think any controller you're not used to sucks. Not for me. Like I was telling you earlier, I've been a lifetime PlayStation guy, and the PlayStation controllers haven't changed a whole lot. So for me, the PlayStation controller is completely natural for me. But the Xbox controller, it's like the buttons are just in a different place. They feel weird. So for me, to answer your question, PlayStation is perfect for me, and the Xbox, I feel like I'm in somebody else's dream. Like I'm out of place.
I like it. That's a good way to put it. I think for myself, I used to hate the square or rectangle controllers, so like the regular Nintendo. I found those ones really hurt your hands to hold.
Yeah.
I loved the curved aspect that like Genesis went for, and then like you said, like PlayStation. You're right. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 controllers were just amazing. I think I did enjoy the PlayStation 3. I never held a 4 or 5 yet, so I can't give my opinion on that. But yeah, like I mean, I like Xbox and all that, but yes, holding a PlayStation controller does feel right. I don't know, they nailed the design. But other than the regular Nintendo, the only controller I could think about that I absolutely hate is that goddamn N64 controller.
Oh
That thing
yeah, that
was
one was terrible.
that was so confusing how to hold. Like,
Hey, for us old people, let's go back to the Atari 64 controller with the joystick.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
that was like carpal tunnel in the fucking making.
You couldn't do anything with that thing.
No, no, no,
it's
and it
so
was very
true.
touchy too. So like, if you did it, if you did it too much, then you died a lot. You just died a lot. It was destined to fuck you up every time.
I remember like with the N64 controller, all my friends would laugh at me because I couldn't grasp the concept of how to use the joystick. So instead of using my thumb on it, like holding it by the middle, I would use my thumb and index finger to move around the joystick itself. So
Really?
my hand would be like sprawled across the controller, and I would just be like controlling it like a little micro joystick.
See, you found a way around it though, in a
I
way
did, I
that
did.
that worked.
Well, like on the PlayStation 1 and 2, I played
Yeah.
Tekken a lot. And so rather than holding the joystick the standard way, I would use my right hand in an overhand position so that I can tap the buttons quickly enough, the square, triangle.
Ooh,
And that's how I held my controller when I played Tekken.
that's smart
Uh,
actually for a fighting game.
yeah, because most people would want to play that thumb only, and you can't hit four buttons with your thumb.
You can't. You're right.
Yeah.
So now I know your trick
Exactly.
of Frashes. I know how you think you're going to kick my ass.
It's very similar to if you played at the arcade. If you played PlayStation or Tekken at the arcade, you had an overhand position on the two kick and the two punch buttons, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I played on a controller.
Sorry, we have a cranky baby right now.
No worries. How about you, Pizza? You played quite a few consoles. Which one have you liked, controller wise?
Yeah, so kind of like what Travis was saying about how he feels like the PlayStation controller was probably like the best one. I used to be a PlayStation guy for a long time. I had the PS1, the 2, and the 3, and the 4. But, you know, right now I'm an Xbox guy. And so, I made the switch from PlayStation to Xbox. And honestly, I feel like the Xbox controller is probably the best thing for me in terms of like just ergonomics and like button placement because it's like I'm guessing when you get past the whole like having the joysticks like on different kind of angles kind of thing and having that deep at the bottom, it kind of does help really alleviate a lot of that just that that kind of feeling. It's just like I don't really feel. I can't find the word. It's like I feel I'm using the Xbox controller. And then of course pair that with the fact that it's a big controller. So, I have big hands. And so using a PlayStation controller nowadays, like these are PS4 controller, I can't get into it because now, it's like it feels smaller and then it's like it feels like I'm not really getting any kind of feedback from it. It's just there. So, that's kind of where I'm at with controllers. But I will say that when I'm playing Tony Hawk or I'm playing Tekken or I'm playing Street Fighter, I will use a a somewhat like PlayStation controller just because I play the same way that Fractions does. Where, like I will make the button layout more like a like the arcade way. So like so like I'll turn
Yeah.
my control like I'll turn it on the side like I'll make it like I'll flip it horizontally or vertically. I want to say, and then like I'll use my index finger, or middle finger to press all the buttons, and then I use my other hand, like use those two fingers to press the direction keys. Because I mean, I play fighting games as if I'm playing it as an arcade, and so like
Yeah.
I make my controller kind of mimic the same way. But yeah, if I'm playing racing
You
games,
guys are on a whole nother thought process here. Holy crap! I never would have thought of doing this.
it's just a lot
Strategizing is the
easier.
way to go, man.
It's just
No
a lot
kidding.
easier. Although to be fair, it's like back then, I would play it like a like a stick controller, but like my character was like, I used to play Law and Horror on the Law on Tekken. So like for them, it was really
Oh,
taking, and so I would have to use the circle and the cross button every single time. Like like man, this makes no sense. And I'm just one day, it's like let me try and like tap them at the same time. So I use my index and middle finger. It's just like, oh, it makes more sense now. And so from that day forward, I just played the game like an arcade and just made my controller look like an arcade um button layout, and then it worked out well.
100%.
That's awesome. I'm really
The
impressed.
more you know,
Yeah, no kidding.
podcast edition.
Next week, that's all Mindful talks about. It works.
It works. They weren't fucking lying.
Beat
You're
every
gonna go
fighting
in.
game I had.
You're gonna be in the next games like, I'm a god, bitches.
Tommy here gave a few little shout outs too, so I just want to throw them out. So as far as games this year goes, his only complaint was Meet Your Maker. He
Uh-oh.
finds so he said, what do you say here? Meet Your Maker has players who make it near impossible outposts, then posting on YouTube. So that's his complaint about that game.
Yeah,
I haven't played that yet.
yeah, that's a game where you have a lot of people who make these mazes that are very unfair, and they do it because they can farm XP. So they'll make these impossible
Oh, you
mazes,
motherfucker.
and they'll kill off players because it's like they can get resources from that. And yeah, like if you go on the Reddit page, like there are people complaining about those who either block the entrance to the maze, or they make these kill switches that are just like out of nowhere, and then it'll ruin the whole playthrough. But yeah, it is a fun game, but it's a game where like you kind of have to know who the quote unquote, I guess, what scammers, griefers are, because those are the ones who they will ruin your match. Oh, sorry, they'll ruin your mood pretty quickly, especially if they have a death trap when you're like at the end of the maze, or like just like in the middle for no reason. Like that, I hate that kind of thing. So I probably have reported a few people already for like doing spam things like that. So it's a good game, but yeah, people will abuse it, and it sucks. It really does.
It does, eh? Like I said, all games kind of have those group of people, right, that have to troll others or just do things that ruin the gaming experience altogether. And then sorry, Tommy's other answer was just for the controller question.
Wait, Django.
Think it's just called wired gaming controller. Can be played on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC. Awesome on PS3. Don't know about the others, but it has a turbo option modded controller. I like those what do you call it, like non-licensed controllers. Some of them are pretty unique. I never really understood the turbo button in all honesty. I don't know. I guess that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like it was kind of like the turbo button on I think like on the SNES, where it's like it's a button to where it's a continuous thing. So it's like let's say for example you want to make your shooting button like always the same, like always on. You will make that button the turbo button, and then from now on, when I think like you just hold down the turbo button, like you press it and then you press the button, it'll keep doing it until you turn the turbo button.
Oh,
I
okay.
think, I'm not sure. I have seen those controllers. I never owned one just because I heard about how they kind of break easily. I mean, well, sorry, like like the very cheap Chinese ones that's on Amazon. But I mean, that's what it seems like it is, and it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, Nintendo used to have basically a console that looked very similar to an arcade feel. The buttons were the size of a $50, and you had your A button, your B button, your controller, and then you could flip on turbo. And like Pizza is saying, you could just press and hold. And if that was a shooter button, it would just as long as you held it.
That's a pretty cool feature. Okay, I like that. Oh, nice.
I think it was a Nintendo thing. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, because I know I've had controllers with it, but I just I never knew what the button did, so I didn't bother with it.
Oh,
Small interjection. Who remembers Game Shark.
Hell yeah! And Game Genie?
Oh yeah, I had Game Shark on my PS2. Trying to get some cheats on games. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely ahead of its time back in the early 2000s. That's for sure.
I
I
don't think I
remember
remember that.
I remember hitting up like 5 different stores because I had managed to convince my mom because she like gave it with me right on the regular Nintendo, and I don't know, there was a game we had, and I was like, "Listen, mom, if we get this device, you can have like infinite lives." And she's like, "Oh, infinite lives?" She's like, "Okay." So we literally drove off to find this thing, and she was determined to find it with me. And yeah, she got
Mom was
into
like,
it with me.
sold.
Totally right. She had the highlighter out. She was highlight. We got like a booklet for it, so we had every single cheat code possible, and she was highlighting all the good ones. I was like,
Heck
"Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna
I
be
love your
every game
mom more
now."
and more.
Yeah. Oh, Game Genie. That was, or even Game Shark. Those are both good shout outs. Um, so I had a few questions from last week that I was curious about Z Chick's answer, and same with you, I Precious. But before we get to that point, right? As we dive close to the end of the podcast, I usually try to end it on a positive note, right? So I've said this before. We've had variety of different things from what's your purpose in life to what's your dream job to what do you like about streaming and all that stuff. So I'm going to put the tables on you, iFreshus, and I'm going to let you think for a little bit, right, of a question you want to ask everybody, and then we'll give you our honest opinion on it. But something something kind of positive, something good, whatever the case might be. But yeah, while you're thinking about that,
On the spot.
last sorry, I know I like
Keep
doing
it
this now.
clean. Keep it clean and precious. No titties and bitties type of thing. Nay, handsome boy.
I am curious, and Z Chick, I know you've watched quite a few, and it sounds like iFreshus, you have quite the library as well. But what's some binge-worthy shows that you guys feel others should be watching, or what's your favorite go-tos when you're scrolling on Netflix or i Prime or whatever the case might be?
Do they have to be like new or?
No, I'm just like I said, for me, when I was talking about it, was Trailer Park Boys. I can watch that show when I'm, sick, happy, sad, whatever the case is. Like it cheers me up. Same with Friends.
Yeah, I would say Friends is definitely a go-to for me, or like New Girl. Fucking love New Girl. Or Fringe if you like something that's like mysterious and scientific. Those are I don't know, Supernatural too. These are all shows I've probably watched too many times. I might know them a little word for word.
The Good Place as well, I believe.
Good Place, yeah. I'm a fucking smoke show. Yeah. Yeah, I fucking love that show so much. Literally had to tell my son, no, we are not watching. We just finished the 4th season, and he's like, so we starting it over. I was like, no, bro, no, I need at least a couple of weeks.
I know.
He's like, come
That's
on. I'm like, yeah.
That's like Cheyenne with Gilmore Girls. She'll put it on, and I'll
Oh
be
my
like, "No,
God, yes.
we've watched this too many times." And it's like I get like half into the episodes, like, "No, I'm not falling for this again."
And then you're sucked in. You know it. You're sucked in. There's no denying the Gilmore Girls.
Oh,
Gigi,
it's so
what?
true.
I love that show. I forgot about that.
I know it's like super old, but every once in a while too. Cheyenne shouted a few times, and when I go to my mom's, I usually watch it with her too. Is Buffy? I always end up watching that show again.
Ooh, like Criminal Minds too. That's another one you can
Oh
yeah, you
yeah.
just, like dive in, and I mean, it doesn't matter where you start. You can always skip like the first season too because it was a little weird, but
It's so true.
because they're like still finding their bearings on how to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yep.
first season was a little sketchy, but then after that, it was like, ooh, this is nice.
Even
Well,
what's the sorry, I finished this
I
video.
have I have Django here with me, and we're ready to give you our question. And actually, you guys almost kind of segued perfectly into it.
Ooh, let's go. What's up?
Oh
But my
yeah, what is it?
question was to give you some kind of mental exercise would be if you could live in the world of any television show that you enjoyed.
Did not spank
Just whether you were a main character or a background character doesn't matter. But if you could just live in the universe of a show, what show would you want to live in? And
That's
for
a
me,
damn good question.
my
Wow.
answer would probably be Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Ooh.
If you could live in a show, any show,
Yep.
Why?
And you don't
Why
have to
Star
be.
Trek?
Quantum
Well,
Leap.
I'm just a sci-fi guy, through and through. And Star Trek was Next Generation was just a perfect show. It had some sleeper episodes, like any show, but overall it was just perfect, classic, exciting. I mean, it was you couldn't not love Star Wars or Star Trek if you were a sci-fi fan. So that's for me. But yeah, any show that you could be a part of as a main character, a background character wouldn't matter. You're just in that universe.
I think Quantum Leap.
Ooh.
That show is so great. I think I would just want to be a part of going through everywhere.
Scott Bakula's from St. Louis, matter of fact.
Yeah, I think
Which
I
is
would
where
do
I'm
that.
from. Nobody cares, but
No, that's a good fact.
You're from your
Yeah.
mom. Don't lie. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
my
couldn't
mom, which
resist.
I'm from, is from St. Louis.
There you go. There you go. I don't remember St. Louis. I was there once.
While I bide my time and try to think of one. Sleepy, what's your answer?
Like,
Take
does it have to
Gilmore
be a normal?
Girls.
Yeah, just
Does it have to be a normal show, or could it be an anime as well?
I mean, I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fine. I don't think that really, has an issue. So yeah.
So I'm into anime. I don't watch a lot of normal shows. Like, okay, for normal shows, I would say Criminal Minds, like as one of the FBI profilers, because you guys were talking about Criminal Minds earlier. Criminal Minds were actually the reason why I picked my major, which is psychology, for my major in college currently.
Nice.
Yes, I'm absolutely I'm like truly in love with Reed. I'm like, oh my god.
Yes, he gets hotter with every season too. So
Yeah, and then so as in normal shows, I would say Criminal Minds with as one of the profilers. But
is it so that you can date Reed?
But for anime,
I like how that was like,
That was a definite yes.
yeah. For anime, I would say One Piece, because I would love to travel, just like, everywhere and just fun.
If I were hired into anime, for me, and I'm a space junkie, would be Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say that. That's his jam, yo.
Tommy shouted out Dragon Ball Z because he would become the next Goku.
Oh, I could see that, Tommy. I could see that.
I was thinking DBZ too, but I was like, you know what? The Earth has almost died so many times in that show that maybe it wouldn't be good to be in that atmosphere.
If it was anime, I think I'd want to be in like Sword Art Online.
Ooh,
I was thinking about that as well. Actually,
Like I think that would be the fun one.
Just imagine being stuck in Genshin.
Right. Like, leave my husband. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
there's Zula, there's Kaya, there's so many, like, there's Sino. Oh my god.
Guys, Jean Lee is like that. That's my husband, dude. That's my husband.
I would say Sino is my husband. Just saying, just put it out there.
Like my husband's sitting right next to me, and he already knows. Jean Lee is my husband in game, yo.
But would you leave your actual husband, for Jean Lee though?
Never in a million years. Never in a million years. I might cheat a little, but never in a million years. I will totally cheat on you, babe. I love you. It's got to be a forgivable thing. You can have like Raiden or something. We got to like trade off. He said no, thank you. See, I'm sorry. Just don't divorce me. If divorce is on the table, then I'll just have to say no. But I mean, if this is a negotiable thing, it's a negotiable thing.
See, I love my boyfriend. My boyfriend is great. He means the absolute world for me. But like, if it's Kaya or Dulot or Gen or like Sino saying came up to me like, is it me or him? But it's them. I'm sorry.
Later, bro. Oh, that's so funny. I feel that though. I do.
But no, I absolutely love my boyfriend. He's great. If you guys ever hop on my stream when I'm playing Valorant with him, it's my full scenic sometimes when I'm playing Valorant. It's just complete like what the fuck. But no, I love him. He knows he knows I will leave anime characters for him, or maybe cheat on him a little bit for those
There
anime.
you go.
But
A little bit.
a little bit.
I mean, what's a little bit? Exactly. I mean,
Just a
are we
little
just
bit.
talking a little playing around, a little third base, or
there's
we going home?
There's nothing wrong with a small window of open relationship, right?
Oh, like in Friends when they're like, "Who's your list? Your 5 people list."
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
I don't even have 5 people list. I just have 1.
It's like if it's my boyfriend or my anime crushes, he know I will pick my anime crushes over him.
As long as he knows and understands and loves you anyway. That's what's
Yeah, I know. He will pick his anime waifus over me. It's okay.
Babe, do you have an anime waifu? He's not answering.
You say, babe, do you mean me?
Yeah, I was talking to you. If what's up? Take that question.
Oh shit, I don't even know.
Or wait, should
I
I say
don't. I
like
don't watch as much anime as
game
you guys do.
game waifu? I mean, like, what's the chick from Cyberpunk? What's her face? I don't know. She's got a really nice butt. That's all I remember.
Is it the main girl? Is it the
I
main
think it
that
is the main chick. She's got a donkey on her.
Yeah, it's
Donkey, I love it.
It's either Pam or
I'm not
Judy.
thinking of it right now.
I'm too young for this conversation, guys.
This is how it always goes with Z-Chick.
We love and appreciate Z-Chick.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
What did I do?
Just what you do best, that's all.
What is her? I can't think of her name. Okay, but anyways, she's super hot.
I think for a world that I would like to live in is Naruto. His entire world. I think it'd be so cool to like study and grow to be a ninja. And I was thinking about, I was like, hey, it's not.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, like it's not super safe, but in the same breath, like you're traded, you're learning, you're in squads, you got other people, you got human shields if you really need it, so it's all good.
I've never seen that anime.
Naruto, oh, so good, so good.
Okay, so I just recently got into watching some anime, so I've seen like Ruby, some Genlock, Demon Slayer.
That's what I want to watch. Cheyenne's been watching Demon Slayer, said it's really good.
It is really good.
I highly recommend Demon Slayer.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, Z-Chick, her name is Lucy, by the way. The main
Lucy, the main
name
chick in Cyberpunk is Lucy. She's got a nice little cake on her, man.
Honestly, yeah.
Right? Like, oh, hey, girl.
What's your name? What's your number?
Right.
And Pete,
I might have to like chicks for a little bit. What's that?
Pete, I know you don't watch a lot of TV like you were saying, but you had a lot of time now to think. What would be your answer?
Oh, what's up?
For the question there, what world would you like to live in if it was a TV show, animes included?
Well, I don't really watch. I mean, you know about TV though. I mean, actually, you know what? The only one I would live in is like probably like Ed and Eddie for sure. Like just being in
Ed and Eddie.
That's awesome.
Like how I mean, it's like I've never seen the inside of like all their houses. So it's like I want you to go, plus not just the clothes, but it looks very memorable. So it's like, yeah, I just want to walk down there one day and like just watch a version of Ed or Kevin just walk around, just talk to each other. Like That's pretty cool.
That would be. That's a good show. Or even like you said before, living in was it Johnny Bravo's world?
Oh yeah, like just those kind of
Where are you? Sorry.
Sorry, Pizza. Go ahead.
uh, but yeah, as far as like that kind of show, that's really it. And then as far as anime goes, you know, I want to be as safe as possible, but also have fun. So I would either choose High School of the Dead
Ooh.
or probably, yeah, that's really it. 'Cause I mean, because like all the other animes that I watch, like they're all like lolicon. It's like, yeah, let me not mention those. So yeah, High School of the Dead. We'll keep it at that. So I mean, I get to I get to chill with girls all day, and I get to do zombies all day. So like that's a win-win. It's action packed, and plus they can save my butt if I'm in trouble.
Actually, wait a minute. We're talking about safe. Pokemon's a pretty safe area to live in too. When you think about it, like the worst thing you got to deal with is Team Rocket, and like that's not that bad. Like
Yeah, no, that's true. I guess like I mean, having to throw a ball at an animal all day. It's like I mean, you know what I'm saying? I guess it could be, it could be fun. I don't know. I like shooting zombies, so I guess that's why I chose that anime. I mean,
I
as far as
got
Pokemon goes, that's not like it. I never really grew with Pokemon. I've only played like two games, which is like like the 3D tournament game on the 64, I think.
oh yeah, Stadium. Yeah, that was good.
Oh yeah, and then like I tried playing Pokemon Go, and so that's my experience with anything Pokemon related. Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, like the card
Yu-Gi-Oh.
games. I'm just not. They look pretty cool from like from the outside, but on the inside though, maybe my friend might like it. So he loves playing card games all the time. He'll play Magic the Gathering for hours. He'll play like a lot of role playing games. He'll play Dungeons and Dragons. He'll play all that kind of stuff. So he loves, the deck building kind of thing. But for me though, you know, zombies all day. Um, yeah, coming, I can't choose an anime like Naruto, because I mean, knowing me, I'll get in trouble just for looking at people, like just looking at them with a stupid face. Yeah, they're gonna knock me out. So
Oh, for sure.
I'd
I'll
rather.
be the first ninja down. Like down. I'll be dead. There'll be no Ombu Black Ops for me. Like
Yeah, and besides, it seems like with Naruto's game, they always fight people who are stronger than them. So I'm like that just makes sense in my head. Like that's very counterproductive to fight somebody who can knock you out in 2 hits. Just to go and say, let's go and train some more. No, thank you. I would much rather just go home and eat ramen all day. You guys can fight and die if you want to, but
it's so
I'm going.
true.
Yeah, even though Naruto, like he has the whole 9 tails thing. Like, why not just be 9 tails the whole time? They'll never bother you again.
Well,
Like
it's
he
like
has
any of them, right? Like
powers.
Dragon Ball Z and all that. You're right. They always fight someone that's like ridiculously overpowered. For some miracle, they do it.
Oh yeah, and plus I mean with Dragon Ball Z, it's like like let's say that Beerus comes in the show, then like you can't fight that guy. I mean, I guess Goku can, but it's like I mean that guy can destroy worlds. Like, why would I be in Dragon Ball Z where I know I can get obliterated from anything between Boo, between Beerus, between Cell?
Yeah, man.
That's a lot of risk.
They gotta blow out. No rescue.
I agree.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'd rather be in a Canadian TV show because I mean, like in the Canadian world, no one ever dies, no one gets hurt. It's all about being happy and friendly. So, you know,
I don't know why when you said a Canadian show, the only show that could come up. I mean, there's so many. I could have said Trailer Park Boys, but the first one that came to mind was Degrassi. I don't know why. If you guys have seen that one or not. Shout-
Yeah, I have.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I was in choir, so yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah, I watched Degrassi. I think I watched it until a drink got shot.
Yeah.
That was like, That was, I mean, it wasn't a bad show. But it's just like, I think like when Aubrey left, it's like, like, that was the climax of the whole TV show, like the series, anyways. Though, just
So
that
true.
social distancing. I shouldn't laugh, but it's just like, like just looking like, like how he like just got it. It looked very fake.
Oh,
And so I was like,
totally.
it was comical. So it's like, you know what though? I think we're good now. Because it's like, what can top that moment?
Can do this together.
Like I like Drake as a rapper and everything, but yeah, it took me a while to like get out of that mindset, right? Of like, no, this is the dude from Degrassi. He's not a rapper. Like,
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. But I mean, it's like, I mean, the Degrassi as a whole, it was a very like, a very teen drama. Well, I guess, 'cause it's high school, so of
yep.
course it's gonna be teen drama. It's like it really was a show that was like, more towards people their age. Because being an adult watching that show, I feel like I would just be like, you know what, it's very out of touch.
Oh,
But I guess
totally.
you have
Yeah.
to be, prepubescent teen or a teen going to puberty to understand all the lingo, all the drama. Like, oh my god, I agree with these people. It's like that show Zoe 101. Like that's a show where
Yep.
you had to actually like live in that type of world to even get into it, which I didn't. I was probably in middle school, so it's like, yeah, I know. It's like these are college kids being stupid. Like that's not where I am now.
Yeah. It was pretty much the Canadian version of 90210. If you guys seen that one in the States. Um,
Don't forget Highlander.
Highlander? That was a friggin' great show. Hercules,
Spider made me
Xena.
watch it. I enjoyed it.
Oh god, that
It's
was
all filmed in Vancouver.
yes, yeah, you're right. Oh man, our station was called Showcase, and they had that one on, and then right after that it was Xena Warrior Princess. Then you had Hercules. Like, oh, such a good lineup.
Oh, I was obsessed with Xena. I thought I was going to grow up to be her.
You think you're gonna grow up to be a lesbian?
Yeah, fuck yeah. A hot one like that, too. Shit.
Oh yes, no,
What
Xena
up?
was fine. Xena was fine.
Them thighs, yo. Oh my god.
Well, if you guys have seen that, if you
Obsessed.
guys seen that one, I'm curious. Did you ever get to see the TV show either Kung Fu or Kung Fu: The Legend Continues?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh my god, I'm so happy.
Mother fudger.
So good. You're talking about studs, Z Chick. Now, the son in Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, he was a stud.
Delicious.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that one.
Delicioso.
But that was a really good show. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Usually when I say that, people are like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was like, oh.
Feel like what?
Yeah.
What the shit, dude?
I was like, it was the guy from Kill Bill. It was Bill.
I mean, I've seen Kill Bill though. I've seen that show almost all the time, so I can do that one. Yeah, the whole Kung Fu movie though. Like, I've only seen 2 Kung Fu movies like around that time, which was
Don't die.
Miyagi. Who was that guy? The movie, Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
Oh,
There
okay,
we go.
yeah.
And then like, like maybe down the road, I saw the sequel with Will Smith's son. The one that people.
Oh
really
yeah,
like.
the next Karate Kid or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, I have never watched, like the TV show Kung Fu. Probably because I was watching cartoons, and sometimes watching the Nick at Night shows like Full House. But
Get out of here, bitch.
yeah, no, that's about it though. Yeah, as far as like all the other shows, I just never heard of them. Well, actually, I'm lying. I have watched a lot of horror movies, which I don't know why I hate horror, but it's like it's my most watched genre on both YouTube and like just in life.
Well, I say, John, if you ever craven some kung fu, definitely give Jet Li or Jackie Chan a view. Their older movies
Oh
are
yeah.
so
Yeah,
good.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So, yeah, I have seen
Rush Hour, yes.
Yeah,
Rush
Drunken
Hour,
Master. Oh,
yeah, Drunk Master. There's another one he did like a lot of like a lot of his native Chinese films. I saw a lot. I saw him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good person, like a really good actor too. Just like Donnie Yen and Ip Man.
Yes, yeah.
Watching Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon.
Rush
watching
Hour is
Jet Li,
always
like what's the action movie? Like they're all action movies, so I can't. It's like a SWAT officer guy. I don't know the name, but yeah, I mean, like they are really good people. Like they're
Oh my god.
talented people too. And like like anytime people mention someone like them, like yeah, I remember those days watching those early '90s videos. Like with all the cheap sound effects, but
Yep.
always authentic Roddy. So yeah, like Old Boy. I mean, that's a classic.
I mean, like
I don't know what movie he was in, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Z-Chick.
I don't remember what movie he was in. He was in a lot of movies, but it's Tony Jaa. He's also a really good martial artist.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I
he's
think it was
good.
There was
Ong
a
Bak.
Protector. There was
Yeah, it
Ong
was.
Bak Thai Warrior and Protector.
Yeah, and that what is it, Ong Bak or whatever? I think it was the name of one of the
There
movies.
were
Yeah.
3 Ong Baks. Yeah, 1, 2,
Yeah,
and
he
3.
was in all of those. He's the dude. Yeah, he's the dude.
Yeah,
And the guy that played in Ip Man, the Ip Man
Donnie
movies. I don't know
Yen.
if you guys ever.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a badass dude.
You can't get around me when it comes to martial arts films.
Movie night if what the fuck?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I would love that martial art night. Yeah.
Yes, the last movie we watched was Goodfellas. Let's go.
yeah, I like it. I mean, I never saw it,
And
but
Goodfellas was on TV today at work.
I fucking love Goodfellas.
I've seen the Italian version, which was Soprano. So I mean,
Oh,
I think
okay.
that counts.
It counts. Yeah.
I've only seen that used because it's like I mean, my man Tony, like that's the dude. That is the man.
Oh, this guy's chasing me.
See, I feel bad too because I remember when Jackie Chan was reaching the end of his career there, right? He's going into well, not into retirement, but he kind of went into like the TV shows, stuff like that. People like didn't realize, like, I mean, this guy did all his own stunts. Like, it's insane some of the stuff he
Yeah.
did. I used to love that part about the end of all of his movies, right? When he'd do the blooper reel and he'd kind of like show you when the stunts went wrong and stuff. Like, yeah, shit.
Yeah, or like he broke a rib and
Yeah,
still continued like through
exactly.
filming. Yeah.
Like, what a
He's got a
badass.
broken ankle, but he's still doing all this shit. It's cool.
I am
Just
Crazy.
walk it off.
all about Jackie Chan, and one of the best movies that he did. That was one of his most low key movies. Who Am I?
Which one? Sorry.
What is it called?
Who Am I?
Oh,
Who am I? I don't know if I've seen that.
He gets amnesia, and there's like a paramilitary group trying to hunt him down and kill him.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, this one.
It's a great one. I mean, he's got some good movies.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good movies for sure.
yeah, I'll have to look that one up. I
know,
haven't seen it.
Another one, the nice guy, like the one who got his daughter died because of the NRA. Forgot not the NRA, the IRA. It wasn't a foreigner. It was like it was a relatively. Wait, hold on. Was it Jackie? It was an Asian dude. Sorry, not to be racist. It was an Asian dude who was like doing.
Ah.
Man, I need to see what show it was. I'm sorry, guys. Let me find that out real quick.
No
You
worries.
say You said Mr. Nice Guy.
But it wasn't. It couldn't have been The Foreigner. It was. Never mind. Yeah, The Foreigner. Yeah, that was a really good movie.
Yeah, that's where he's the chef.
Oh, I think. Probably so. I just know like his daughter died, and then he became.
Yeah. The freshest is like Wikipedia for these kind of movies.
I was gonna say I had to look it up, but
he had probably 20 of them on VHS. So.
yeah,
Right.
same here.
Because we old. We got VHSs still. I still have a VHS. Don't trip.
I had to look it up, but the one I really liked was Rumble in the Bronx. If you guys seen that one, that
Yes,
yes,
yes.
that was
1994.
good.
Yep.
That was so good.
Yeah, Rumble in the Bronx, 94. That's when that came out. Yep. With the hovercraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was his first mainstream North American release.
Yeah, I see that one. That one had a little bit of hype behind it. Same with
And Z-Chick, you're not wrong.
Yep.
I kind of want to see like an Asian gang movie, like a very westernized one. Like the Warriors, except for like triad members. I think that'd be pretty cool. And just watching like like the triads versus the Yakuza versus like some other random Asian gang. Like that'd be pretty cool.
that's actually
If you like something like that, even though it has a comedic twist to it, a very comedic twist, check out God damn. Give me a minute. I'll give you a movie that you might like. That kind of has that Yakuza twist, but it's also comical.
I agree, though, Pizza. That would be a really good movie to dive into. 'Cause that.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, I
Oh
love that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
yeah,
a great movie.
that's a classic movie right there, though. Yeah, so I guess I
Thanks,
just want
Jedi.
to see a sequel to the Warriors, to be honest.
Yeah, The Warriors was a great movie.
So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it
it was
was.
a crap movie, that's for sure. But I mean, it was a really good crappy movie that I
Are they
wish
healing?
they kind of
Is that what's
maybe
going
made
on?
another game on it. I mean, I played
Damn
the
it.
Warriors on the PS2, which was a really good game, and I mean, like
Oh
that game could have been
yeah.
to a movie too. So yeah, really good.
No.
I don't know. I guess I want to see it. I just want to see some gang fighting. I want to see.
Yeah.
I
Oh
want to
my
see like
gosh.
just people
That game
get
was
their heads
good.
bashed in by gang members because it seems pretty cool. It's a good family film. Watching a guy get his nose broken by some gangsters. Like I mean, that's what kids want to watch anyways, though.
No, I get you. Yeah, like a good like modernized Warriors movie would be pretty good around this time. We don't really have any gang movies out at the moment.
Oh yeah, which is kind of. Oh, I mean, yeah. I guess you could. You could say. Like you have all the. Like all the hood gang. Like That's not really like a gang. That's just like that's kids being stupid. Like I want to say like
Yeah.
actual. Like where.
Like mobster movies, like old school.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Like the
Like
Untouchables and shit.
there we go. Yeah, like make it like Hateful Eight, but like times 100 people. Make it that.
Make it like Reservoir Dogs. No.
I love that movie. That's another fave.
I know.
Like make it.
Me
Yeah,
too.
like make it.
I have
Reservoir
it if you
Dogs.
guys want to have a movie
Yeah,
night.
make it that movie versus The Sopranos versus Goodfellas versus some Irish
You got
gang.
Casino and Heat. Let's go. The Godfather.
That'd be a great movie to watch. And have someone like who's a good director nowadays. Oh,
Bobby.
Quentin Tarantino. Have him direct.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
say yeah.
Have him or have Martin Scorsese directed. Have maybe not Michael Bakes. I mean, he just makes explosions. So that's his thing. But yeah, like have them become directors because they can make some really good films. I mean, the Django
Oh.
classic. You can't go wrong with
Yes,
that
I
one.
just watched that one. That's so good.
And then I mean, you have the new one, the Hollywood movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which it's not a bad movie. It's very, it does have a lot of comedy to it. A very,
Oh, I'm dead.
thrilling movie for sure. And Pulp Fiction, like that's also probably the best classic there is.
No, you're good.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction was amazing. Well, on that note, folks, it's pretty close to supper time, and I've kept you guys for quite a while now. Almost 2.5 hours. Holy moly! I'd like to thank all of you guys for joining me in the podcast again this week. Yeah, that was a damn good question. I like that one. What world would you like to live in? Nice choice, Precious. That was a good one.
No problem.
Um,
I think this is your first. I think this is your first podcast that I've been a part of. So it's cool to be here. And hopefully there will be more opportunities for these. So.
Oh, of course. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to hop on as many times as you want. If I don't mind if you guys want to stay for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, a whole hour, whatever the case is. Yeah, it's
I
always a
died,
blast talking
yeah.
to you guys. Yeah, it's just nice. It's nice when you have that full 5 windows going on there. Makes the questions a lot more entertaining. But yeah, thank you guys again for your time, and obviously thank you to the chat for taking part in some of the questions tonight. Yeah, I hope you guys all have a beautiful week and a beautiful night.
Night
Sounds good,
night.
Michael.
Enjoy your supper.
Good night.
See y'all later on.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. And as always, to my wonderful chat, we're gonna end the night off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's nice to see that view count jump up throughout the week. When we first started off these podcasts, I think we were sitting at 0 to 1, and now I see we've moved up to about 5 or 7 at some points. So yeah, just thank you guys for being a part of this. As always, though, when you are watching, feel free to jump in and give your hot takes on any subject that we have. If you disagree with us, even, just go ahead and shout it out. I will always read out your comment, and we will respond to it accordingly. Yeah, I don't know, not much more to say, but thank you and have a beautiful night.